All right, who's ready for some live trading action? We got to go give a shout out to the Saudi Arabia team as they beat Argentina this morning. And I know someone that might not be the happiest about that, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm ready to get some trading action going. And there's still a lot to talk about in this market. A lot of earnings out there. Zoom, Best Buy, Dell, Dick's, Dollar Tree, Canadian Solar, Burlington. I don't know what the hell is going on with Burlington. You guys tell me what's going on there. It seems like it's going up. I don't like that earnings report. Let's talk about it all right here, live trading. What are we going to get into today? I got Zunaid in the back. Lord Ryan, let's get to it. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, let's go ahead. Let's bring on the boys here. Looks like they're ready to get going here. Let's talk about what's going on. What's up out there, guys?
I can't
Not
believe
excited?
I can't believe. I love underdog stories. I love upsets. That Saudi Arabia upset over Argentina was one for the ages.
And it was good goals. I don't know if you saw those goals. They were legit. They were
I
legit.
did.
You
I
can't
saw-
be like, oh, you know, like it went
Rigged.
off a player or something, rigged.
Yeah.
It was quality
Yeah,
scored goals.
It took a complete mental lapse for the U.S. to lose to Wales or to give up the tying goal to Wales yesterday. Really disappointing to see. But after
they're
that,
struggling. They're struggling. USA struggling.
they played
also,
a great
man.
first half. They played a great first half, and Zimmerman.
I mean, did they really though? Because
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, they had 60% possession against Wales. They dominated the first half.
possession. I do agree.
And the goal.
They had possession,
And the goal.
but I mean, one goal's not going to do it for me. You got to score
I
multiple
understand.
goals.
The defense in the second half was suspect. Zimmerman
The
going
same
to
thing-
ground in the penalty area was just, I mean.
same thing
you
I think
can see
happened
that
here in
little
Argentina.
soccer.
If they would have gone up 2-0, probably the game would have been over.
Yep.
But them hanging around at that 1-0 spot, they just snuck one in, and that was the first goal. They snuck one in, and that's how it goes. But let's get towards some trading action. I know you guys want to hear a little bit about the World Cup, and we'll talk about the World Cup coming up after 10:30. I'll be trying to get Chris on to talk about the World Cup and So Rare. So stay tuned. We'll do some more talk on that. Let's get towards the stock market action. What do you got for me, Zunaid? Looks like your chart's up first, so you get the prize, my friend. Let's get right to the market.
Yeah, Coinbase is a stock that I went ahead and traded yesterday. Let me go ahead and bring up the 5-minute, where it was. Where is the crack of? I think it was right here when it went ahead and cracked low a day at that time, and then went to the downside and obviously tried to bounce from there. $40. And if you kind of go to the hourly, and let me sessions regular. Where is it? Yeah, if you kind of go to the hourly, you can see that you've had support around this area here in the past as well. On November 21st, it bounced exactly from there. So now if this breaks though, right, if this level of 40-50 breaks, obviously you're going to see 40s. And then if 40s breaks, I mean, you're looking at all-time lows on Coinbase. And that's just insane. The stock that was at currently, that was once at $400 or so. But that's what I've got on Coinbase. I believe it's Best Buy that's kind of moving. I think it's BBY with only 2 B's there. Yeah, there you go. You've got Best Buy that's kind of moving up here. Let me go ahead and add back the there we go. Moving to the upside here after earnings were reported. 78 seems to be the clearance area. You can see it couldn't quite get over there last time, and now it's coming up here. So 78 is somewhere to keep in mind, where for breaks, retest, you can try to go long there. And then besides that, I don't really see a clean area. Maybe the 75s here. You can go ahead and try to find a little bit of support, but it's the break of 78 that I'm mainly paying attention to, especially if the market participates. This could be a fun and a good one. You've got GameStop, where I believe Mr. Carl Icahn, who said he had a short position that he started January 2021, I believe. So you've got GameStop that's down at the moment. If this cracks 25, keep an eye on it to the downside. But for now, it's holding 25 right now at 25.50. Let's go ahead and check out Disney. We sucked at playing this one yesterday, especially because my bias was to the long side, where I went long, right? We made money in the morning when the pre-market, when I bought it at 100, sold at 145. We made money there. But in the regular session, I just lost money on this one, even though I know that once that $100 level breaks and it does a retest and rejects, I've got to go short, right? Like, I know this, but my bias was to the long side. So it's not that I went long again. It's that I just didn't take the trade and missed out on this beautiful downside move. But that's the past. Let's go ahead and see what we can go ahead and do now with today's trading session. Obviously, right now, it looks like it needs to get above 98. So you can see this level right here for me, right? Support, cracked above, came back down, tried to go above it, couldn't, came back down, tried to go above it, couldn't, came back down, and just kind of stayed kind of like in this area. So if you're interested in the long, you got to see a break of 98 and then possibly a hold, and then maybe we can continue our march to the upside. If you're trying to look for a downside play, obviously the crack of 97, because you saw support here, crack, resistance, crack, finally came up, but then it held that support. So this 98, 97 area is something to keep in mind, depending on if you want to go long or short. But the breakout to me is above 98, and then obviously 100 is the next big resistance on that side. That's what I've got on Disney. Let's go ahead and check out the SPY here real quick. On the SPY, we couldn't get above the 3098 a couple of days ago, and then yesterday it looks like the previous close acted as resistance. No real surprise there. We know that tends to happen at times, and then we'll see if we can get above 398. If we can get above 398, I believe we should see a test of 400, and that's where we can go ahead and get a little bit of action in terms of a short. Speaking of which, though, right here last night, let me see if I can switch my, am I connected yet? No, I'm not. Hang on. And yeah, I know you guys can probably see my screen. Just give me a second. Connect live. There we go. All right, now that my accounts are connected. Last night, I went to bed having a little short on. So I had a short here, just one micro contract at 39.61. And then, made some money here as I covered at 39.53. So it was a 1-to-1 trade, a quick little $40 on a 7-point move. Was it a 7-point move or an 8? What is that? 61 and 53. Yeah, 8-point move to the downside, simply because this trend line kind of broke and I was awake. So I went ahead and placed the trade, but I wasn't trying to stay awake. And now what's the move? We're looking to go short at 39.99 and 4,090. So 40.09 and 39.99 is where I'm looking to sell short if we can get up there. Because I believe that can go ahead and act as a little bit of resistance. And if I'm wrong, then I'll go ahead and get out. But that's the game plan that I have at the moment. It looks like the 39.50s are holding, right? You can see that's kind of where it came, cracked above, but then it came right back up, regrouped itself over there and continued with a nice move to the upside. But let's go ahead and check out Tesla here. Tesla has just been bleeding ever since it broke that $200 level. You can see once the 177. So you can see right here, right? You had support. Then you had a little test, couldn't get over it, and then it just came right back down. And now, to me, the 170 area can be an area to keep an eye on. But if it goes ahead and breaks yesterday's low of day, which is about 167.50s or so, I think you get continuation to maybe the 165s and then possibly even lower than that. So I'm going to remove this 170 because it's not the cleanest to me. But that's one thing to keep in mind. And I think the 92s on Amazon was key yesterday for me to play a short. I got stopped out because I tried to get a move to the 90s. And that's one thing I've realized is I'm trying, not that I'm trying, but I typically do get moves of 2-to-1, at least 2-to-1 and things like that. But like even in the futures, I've lost, $100 or two because it's like, hey, I'm risking 40, but I want to get paid $80. My trade will work for like 40, $50, but I'm not taking profits yet. And then it'll come right back and it won't give me that 2-to-1. So I think I need to do a better job of just kind of maybe grabbing some more share size, just a little bit, and then getting locked in profits at 1-to-1, then move it to break even, the stop loss, and different things like that. So, and I'm sure you guys could tell yesterday I wasn't really, in the right headspace to trade, which is why I didn't take that many trades and whatnot. But I'm doing a lot better today, so hopefully we can trade better as well. But let's see if a crack of 91 happens on Amazon, then we can go ahead and get a little bit of downside action. But besides that, 94 I expect to be a little bit of resistance. You saw support right here. You saw a little bit of resistance. It was at 95 and it rejected. Tried to get above 94 again and it couldn't. So it's not the cleanest to me, but 94 is an area to keep an eye on. We wanted to get NVIDIA at 150. We couldn't get it at 150 because it only bounced at 151. Keep an eye on this one. If it cracks above 155, though, you can maybe get some movement to the upside on that one. Any good setups under $5? Yes, my man Ryan is going to go through those in just a second here. Let me make sure I don't have any other stocks to talk about. I don't believe I do. Google is not near 100, so I'm not really interested in it. Didn't get to the 95s. It bounced 50 cents above that. I feel like there was another ticker that I wanted to take a look at, but I can't recall. I'll go ahead and figure my life out, and it's all you, pal.
All right, sounds good. Thanks very much, Zunaid. A couple of things on Disney 98, clearly going to be one of those levels that needs to get taken out. Jay Rice with a comment here. I completely agree with Iger. In my opinion, it's going to take a couple of quarters to turn this around. Swinging it right now, investing in it right now, kind of dead money. This is the exact camp that I'm in. I completely with you, Jay Rice. Day trades only on Disney. Iger's got some work to do, and we'll see how well he does. Disney's dealing with its own issues right now, so we shall see. Good morning, Judge. Nice to have you back. One more thing here. You're right, Ken. The Australia-France matchup is going to be one of the bigger ones. Ken also watching for shorts on some of the Chinese autos. Right, XPEV, Neo, Lee looking to play puts there. Ken's from our happy hour program has been doing lots of nice trades on the put side. So Ken, keep us posted on that. There was one other thing. Oh, Zoom. Right, I wanted to mention Zoom. They reported earnings here. Zoom trading down. The big issue here is that they guided below estimates. Enterprise customers were actually up year over year, but a guide lower in this environment is going to make the stock sell off. We take a look at the daily chart here. We see Zoom is down from just about 600. Remember some of the dynamics that we've seen with some of these stocks that have really been beaten down. I wouldn't be shocked if there's a bounce in here somewhere. So if we're going to try to day trade that, just keep that in mind. As for technical levels or levels that this thing really needs to get over, 75 is the next one here. If we can clear out 75 and really make some moves to the upside, maybe getting back to red green right around 80 is possible. We'll see. A lot has to happen for that to happen. It's just we've seen some of these stocks that are really crushed bounce pretty ferociously. So down 7% here in the pre-market. We'll see what happens when the volume pours into that. A couple of stocks here from the movers tool that we're going to start with. The first one here is going to be ONCS. We've actually traded this one here before. Taking a look here at the news feed for ONCS. I didn't really see anything here today. So looks like it's just kind of up on technical. Some really good volume here. And you can see yesterday we actually had some opportunities to trade this. So we'll see what happens today. To me, the 685 break, that's going to be a big one. But again, especially in the environment that we find ourselves in, the better trade seems to be when the stock comes in, finds support, and then curls back towards either the VWAP or one of the other key levels that we've identified, either a previous support or a resistance level that we've identified here. So we're currently right below the VWAP here, 616, 615. I've noted as a support level here. So we'll see where ONCS settles. Again, no rush out of the gate here. I want to see it settle first, and we'll see if we can end up getting a trade on it. Next one here is going to be Pali, P-A-L-I. This one set a high of 320. We actually do have a catalyst here. Palisade Bio shares are trading higher. The company announced the FDA, granted fast track designation for the acceleration of time to return of bowel function following surgery. That sounds crappy, but we'll see. Anyway, this looks like this is leaking a little bit here. So we're actually under 3. We're under the 296 support. See if we can actually trade back down here to 271. Again, same deal here. I want to see if this actually finds some support before we actually trade it. GoTo is going to be the other one here on the list. We did set a high of 128, pulled all the way back down and bounced off 110. Volume here, not really all that impressive, even for the pre-market session. So this is going to need a tremendous volume kick once the market opens to actually be in play. Carmen is saying, have a look at Hitty under 5. So I don't really have anything else from this list. Let's go ahead and take a look at Hitty. This is, of course, high tide. Not nearly enough volume on this, Carmen. I don't know if you have this is a pretty nice daily chart. Looks like we actually filled this gap. from 166 to 2. So that's pretty nice. We look to be at a resistance area here. One of the things that I would really like to see is maybe a clear out, maybe 220. Can trade above 220 on volume. This thing might really get some juice, but we really need the volume here on this one. This is not really impressive so far, at least not with the volume. We'll see what happens. It's had a nice little day yesterday. Might be difficult to day trade, but good shout. We'll keep that on the back burner. As far as some of the small caps, that's really all I got. Not a whole lot going on, I'll be honest. Well, one of the things, important thing, this is from yesterday. One of the things that we discussed on Happy Hour, some of the traders that have been doing this for decades, is that they're actually kind of sitting out right now. They've noticed that whenever the World Cup is on, that actually equates to lower volumes in the market. And this proved to be true yesterday. SPY yesterday put in its lowest volume day of the year. In fact, it was its lowest volume day since November 11th of 2021. So clearly there was an effect from the World Cup on there. And I expect to see that the rest of this week, right? World Cup's going on. We got a shortened week because of the Thanksgiving holidays. So just keep that in mind. Maybe for your trades, maybe kind of reduce some of the size. Make sure you don't get trapped in any of your trades. Mitch,
All right.
what do you got for us, my man?
A mute button, but there
hardware
you go.
mute, baby. Hardware mute.
I was like, yeah, let me fix that before I start talking. All right, let's get into it. We're going to take a look at the stocks action that's going on right now. I did have some big Bitcoin talk this morning on pre-market prep. If you guys didn't catch our pre-market prep this morning, would be maybe fun to catch that in the afternoon. It was that good of a conversation. I tell you guys to check it out. Pre-market prep if you guys didn't catch it this morning. All right, let's go.
Who? That's what I
well,
need to know.
it was a battle. It was Joel and Dennis versus Mitch battle. So you guys want to go check that out?
Oh man,
go check it out. It was fun. It's always fun when those shows get like that. Definitely, it's fun to have that banter, show both sides, and we'll see who wins. Right? Takes time. Let's see what happens today in the oil stocks. I'll look to see if oil stocks turn around. Like XOM was weak yesterday, but I'll tell you one thing, these things don't seem to want to turn around, even though the price of oil is dropping dramatically. Why are these going up? Well, maybe it's a PE outlook there, but we'll see if these finally do crack today. They did get a nice little move up, a little spike yesterday, has been going up since then. We'll see if it cuts off towards the open here. Steel was a really nice play yesterday. Nucor was the leader there. And so as you guys can see, Nucor has been making that move up. We'll see what happens in Nucor. But definitely today we got to catch to see that. Coal's another one, of course. BTU is already making moves in the pre-market. That's why I'm a little bit annoyed because yesterday, look where it was. It's down to 26.50s, but already kind of making that lift. I'm looking for the big push here finally on BTU to make a run towards 30. So today definitely going to be in play. We'll see what happens there on Peabody Energy Corporation. And then, of course, take a look at Ross Stores. That looks like it wants to continue. TJX. Stores like this, I feel like could still get the lift there. Ollie is another one that I'm calling out. I've been talking about this one from that kind of bottoming range there. Now it looks to want to take into the 60s. We'll see what happens today. This is a bargain outlet holdings. We'll see what happens there. And of course, take your look at the sectors, right? What's been doing well? Consumer defensives been making a big move up as of late. What are those going to be? Low PE names, PG, Coke, Walmart, names like that have been doing really well in this space. If you look at real estate, that's been bouncing back a little bit. Basic materials pulled back a little bit. Let's see if we get another leap up there. Utilities have been on a slow rise, so looking for that to kind of turn around. Industrials are doing all right there. If we looked at the kind of the sector outlook here and have a sector outlook here on the top, you're going to have health. In the blue, you'll have technology. Yellow is going to be energy, like oil names, and then financials. Financials and health still look like the strongest trends to be a part of. And so if I want to be looking at names like that, one of the names that I've been looking at is Bristol Myers. You guys know I've been playing this one. I played a good play on it before, and now it's starting to get another spike there towards 80s. We'll see what happens on a name like this. Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer. Right? Keep these on your radar. Pfizer has a nice little pullback there. This looks interesting for me. Actually going to put this one on my radar here. Definitely like the hourly chart trend line here. Looking like it's just starting to get back up there. Let's see if it makes a run to 49 today on Pfizer. All right, let's get towards the market.
And real quickly on Burlington, Jay Rice was saying Burl up 20 G's. So this is, of course, Burlington stores. This is
that looks like
a discount retailer, right? So we're trading up here today. I don't know if this is, necessarily swingable from here. Pretty good daily chart formation. I'd have Mitch come up with spots on that daily chart to see, but that's why you're up here. Up 17%, up $30. Just not a buy for me. I'd want to wait for a better entry there, but that's why it's up.
Looks to me like a short squeeze. I would love to know the short interest on this stock because it has no business like ripping like this right now. The earning was not good at all. So to me, I think that there's some kind of people either getting stuck in this or something. There's some short squeezing action. Maybe they were shorting Burlington and somehow got the squeeze on, but nice little push there to 188.
As of November 9th, they had 8.7% of their float shorted and had 3.8 days to cover. So all of the amount of shares short, it would have taken just about 4 days for those to cover up. Now we have an earnings print. There's your short interest. You tell me if that's a squeezy or not. Robert says, but they missed. It's not so much about the past number as it is so much about the guide. And they did guide higher here.
I mean, it's a miss, but there's also bad guidance. I don't know if you saw that, Ryan. There's good guidance and bad guidance.
I said, I'm not buying it here. I'm just
I'm just saying
what happened and why it's up, but I'm not buying it here.
I definitely don't think it was a good report. If at least from my outlook, there comparable store sales down 14 to 15%. But it's just a hard one there to see that rise. We'll see if it actually continues. I think this is more of a squeeze. And when I don't agree with the price action, I feel like it's illogical move. What I do, and I've learned to do, is stay out of it. So for me, I'll just stay out of Burlington. There's really no need for me to even.
If you don't have an edge, don't trade it. Absolutely.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. That's one of the best ways. If you don't feel you have the edge either, don't trade it. You don't have to trade moves that are making big moves. You can always look for something else that has less beta.
Crow, looks like you took Pally right out of the gate there. You got the pop. First move out of that was open. Remember, this was a stock that I said was leaking on the way back down. You took it right out of the open. Awesome job. Glad you were able to book some profits. In and out of Pally. A nice short trade to start the day. I like it, Crow.
BTU pulling back right now. Taking a look to see if it can do a quick dip to 28 here.
I'm just keeping an eye on Best Buy in case it wants to break 78.
Put BTU here. Success looks good there. Nice little push there. Technology is in the red here. Utilities leading, communication services, then basic materials, then you got energy. Thinking about BTU here. The only thing is the spread's a little wide right now for me on BTU. Don't like when the spread's that wide.
Come on, Best Buy.
Right now, it's like a 2-to-1 trade here for BTU, so that's why I'm not taking it. I usually like more of a 3 to 4-to-1 setup. So I like BTU here with the little setup on the 1 minute, but in my eyes there, if I go for it here, I'm playing like a 28.50 to a 28.75 or 80 move. That's about 30 cents, and then I'm risking about 25 cents. I don't really like that kind of risk to return there, even though I like the pattern overall. Look for a bigger pullback. We'll see if we get it. Looks like BTU making that little push. We'll see if it gets through the 20.85, and that can maybe look for a better risk to return to make sense in a later time. But I do like the daily chart on BTU.
Amazon ripping lower.
Yeah, it's trading really lousy right now.
Yeah, I was worried about that chart in Google for the downside action. Google looks like a nice little short here.
Yeah, Carmen, volumes are way down, it seems, even IBM. Yes, I see the exact same thing. And furthermore, I saw the same thing yesterday. So I would expect, we get a lot of data prints tomorrow. So tomorrow might be the highest volume day of the week. That wouldn't surprise me, but you're absolutely right. Volumes are way down. In fact, some of the traders that I talked to yesterday said that because the volumes are so depressed, they're not going to trade, right? They're going to actually do less trading because they can't necessarily trust what they're seeing due to the lower volume. So something to keep in mind. We should be able to continue to trade here, though. Real quick on ONCS, this is one right off the list here. First move here was down. We tried to bounce off the 616, 615 support that we identified. Got a little bit of a bounce, immediately retested that. So one of the things that I want to see here is, do we hold? We've held so far. We've had some pretty decent selling volume here. If this turns around into buying volume, 660, 680, and then blue skies on ONCS, that's what we're watching for.
All right, guys, I'm going to get short some Google here. Going to get short Google. We'll see if I get it here. Boom, got the fill there, 96.05. Going to be risking off 96.16. So about 11 cents on the risk there. This doesn't look the best. I need to maybe make it full screen. Ratio's a little bit off there. But the VWAP's like right above it. I have the VWAP like at 96.06. Need to take this VWAP off. All right, we'll see if we get the flush through the 90s. Once we get through the flush through the 90s, I can take half off. There you go, just taking half off here. Boom, just took a little bit more. Now looking through the crack through the 95.80s. Break even on the rest. Come on, crack those 80s. BTU, nice little push there towards 29. Now going to be pulling back. We'll see if it gets to pull back there or not, or does it get to lift above 29?
Haley halted. Wow. Crow. Nice job. You're out of that. It looks like that 320 area really sent it. Let's just check out on this. Happened fast. I missed this, unfortunately, but this blow right through 320 here sent this to 375. Here we are halted on Pally.
All out Google. Boom.
Nice job, Wissing.
First one done.
Nice job. Nice job, Mitch. You're in and out already.
Take
this
it.
is great.
Google in.
Nice start to the day.
96.05 down towards the 95.80s. Not a bad one there. Took some profit into the 87, took it to the 80s, took the profit off. This was a little bit of a bigger size, and that's why I went towards the profits a little bit quicker, because what I did there is I understood that the risk was going to be tight. It was going to be 11 cents. So it was either a go or no-go style trade on the third rejection from VWAP.
Yeah, you had BBB, you had Best Buy go ahead and crack through the 78s. Now we want to see if this level will hold. Short Tesla, long BBY.
I like here UNG. Taking a look at it, guys. We'll see if I get into it.
Awesome that you guys hit Pally. Multiple people in the chat hit Pally. Absolutely love it. Crow, at least you already booked some gains, Crow. It could be worse. Trust me. You'll get it again. You've been sharp. Still watching ONCS too.
Liking this UNG move. It needed to hold the VWAP here. That last low. Put up UNG here. How's the oil doing? It's battling.
All right, Tesla's short. We're about 50 cents away from our profits. short at the 169.45, looking to take profits at 168.09. Best Buy is the exact opposite. I'm long here at 78.14. Barely green. Barely green.
NASDAQ at the lows.
Let's see if we've got anything coming in on that. Nope, nothing at all.
ONCS really coming in now here on huge volume.
Ouch.
First possible bounce spot, 574 on ONCS. That would be yesterday's intraday high. We're about 20 cents away.
My take profit on Best Buy is about 79.75.
Disney rejected right at that 98 level that we identified, Zunaid.
Really?
Identified that as a key level. Disney just not strong enough. Immediate turnaround.
Yep.
Yeah, not strong enough at all there.
Tesla. All right. Locked in gains on Tesla. So that's
Google
a dub.
now down to 95.40s. That was a nice little fade on Google today. I don't know if you guys are still playing that. Amazon now down to 91.39. Those are definitely dragging the market. If you're wondering why the market's getting hit hard, well, our leadership is getting hit hard. Yeah. Apple's down, Microsoft down, Google down, Amazon, Tesla. Pow! Goes to the markets.
Tesla puts coming in now.
It's crazy. Tesla's breaking the line right now of the stock split that I've been calling out for a long time. And the big thing is that's the stock split that was in 2020, the 5-for-1. So you're going to start seeing that a lot of people are probably underwater in their Tesla investments. So that's one thing to keep in mind now about Tesla. I think at this point, you'll start seeing a lot of people get caught because a lot of people went long on that first split. They didn't take profits. It's right back down. Stocks that have been kind of different that have been making moves to the upside, IBM, Intel, these value stocks are making great moves, team. I would definitely keep those on watch, especially Beamer. IBM has been making big moves up.
On Tesla, if it goes ahead and closes this 5-minute candle below the 167.54, I'd be interested in going short. But I did go to get stopped out on my BBBY on Best Buy to the long side. I did go to get stopped out. So one with Tesla, lost with Bed Bath & Beyond. And because of that, I'm down about 11.86 on the day. So quickly, since my chart's up, this is where we went short at the 170.26, at the 169.45. Then we covered here. And now let me see if this 5-minute candle closes below, because you can see yesterday, support, obviously we're below that now. Now I'm going to see if I can go short around this area. So I'm going to go ahead and put my short ready. I'm looking to go short at 167.32. So we got to come back up and test it, have it act as resistance, and then let's go ahead and get some downside movement. And good job on getting out of Bed Bath & Beyond when I did. So I got stopped out at 77.35. It is now almost $1 below. So at least 50 points or 50 cents below. So that was a great stop out, knowing that the hold wasn't happening at 78, especially if the market was coming down itself. We got out.
Nice job, Ken, on Baba and Neo. You called both of those here before the market opened. Looks like you took profit on both of them. We got an alert.
Yes, we did. And that's going to be on Tesla. We are now short Tesla. I thought the 5-minute candle was going to close before this, but that's quite all right. Going to put the stop loss right above. So we're risking about $45 to the upside. If we get stopped out, then we're looking to lock in $45. So I'm short at 167.32. My stop loss is 167.12. My take profit is 165.52. We're risking $45 on each side. And then I will try to play lottos here as well. So give me a second to load up my E-Trade. There it is. I'm going to take just one contract.
ONCS breaking down. Sorry, Zunaid.
You're good. 165 puts. I got filled at 337 expiring this week. It's all you, pal.
I was just saying, ONCS breaking down went right through that support that we talked about at 574, which would have been yesterday's intraday high. This one, huge volume here, but nothing but weakness out of the open. So for ONCS, I'm still waiting on Pally. Sorry, I haven't put it up. For ONCS, really needs to wait for this to set up. We didn't get any setups here this morning, so no trades. Pally, we're waiting to open here. Should be open in about 2 minutes on Pally.
Looking for one more pullback in UNG, and then probably going to take that trade. I like the trade setup here. I almost got in there at 51 there, but then it jumped to 55. Didn't want to chase it to 55. So looking for pullbacks on UNG. Looks interesting. BTU continued on that push. Not a bad move there on BTU today. Was definitely in one of my top watch, but I didn't like the early setup, so didn't get into it. But nice little push there on BTU. The pullback around 2860s was a nice little pullback, back above 29 today.
All right, here's Tesla moving against us. Excuse me. How rude of me. You've got Tesla that's going to try to go red to green now. And red to green it has gone. Looking to reclaim and stay. We're down 12% on our options. We bought them at 337. Now they're trading for about 3.
There's UNG now towards 2165. Looks like it's not going to give me that pullback. Already pushing here. Doesn't look too bad. Missed a buy there on 2151, up there to 2167 now. We'll see if it gets to breakout. Breakout really is through the daily level of yesterday, which is 2215. Still ways away from there. All right, got me a nice little cushion on Google, so just looking for another trade.
We are underwater on this Tesla short at the moment.
Oil looks like it's starting to break down there, like drip.
We're down 20% on our contracts.
Just got long drip.
Pally is open, gapped to 418. Currently holding right around 4. Going higher now, 444 high. Just a monster move on Pally here. Pulling right back to 4. Grats for all of you that had Pally. I would at least take some of your profit here if you're not going to take it all. 415, the big level here where stock was traded even higher now. Let's see if we can take out that 444 high on Pally. There it goes. No, you yank it back here about 30 cents. Pally trying for new highs. 445 your high print.
Netflix got the flush down today.
There goes Pally, 490. Man, we hooked a monster here this morning. Pally, 495 now. 503 on Pally. Just an absolute monster move through this 320 break. Right into a halt. The halt gapped up. I wouldn't be... This is going to halt again here, it looks like. 503.
I like
if it holds here, it will halt.
I like it. Good work today.
Halted again. There you go. Wow. Wissing, you are having a great day.
Adding to drip.
Congrats to everyone that was in Pally there.
Now I got to hold off the 1160s on drip.
Very, very little short on Pally, by the way. As of November 9th, only 0.3% of the float shorted. So you look like you had about 205,000 shares short. Don't even have a days to cover reading because it's so small. So keep that in mind. Pally, huge move here off the fast track designation from the FDA.
Yeah, big move up there. I'm gonna maybe take this off.
Where do we go? Yeah, it's got room all the way to about 682s in the short term. Let's see where VWAP is on this puppy.
Is it a good puppy or bad puppy?
Well, for now, it's up, making people money. So I'd say it's a good puppy. I'm going to see if I can get a fill by chance around, let's say, 406 for 100 shares. Why can't I add on this? Come on.
I love someone in the chat. Short, sir.
Well, at the moment, yeah. If you consider being down, you know. All right, come on. My trade view is now acting up. There we go. All right, I'm about to get stopped out on my Tesla here. 169.12 is my stop loss. 168.81 is the current price. If I lose, I will lose about 45 bucks on the equity trade, and I will lose about 100 bucks on the option side of things. Went ahead and purchased one more contract here at 276. So my now average price on my 2 contracts is 307 on Tesla. 307 is my average price on the 165 puts expiring this week on TSLA.
There's a cut down in XOM looking good for me in drip.
All right, the contract that I purchased right now for the 276, I'm going to, oh, it came right back up. Wow. It was at $3. By the time I hit sell, it sold at 281. So that was stupid. Whatever. I'm back to just one contract, average price 337. So dumb.
All right, Pally's still closed there. I'm keeping an eye on it. I know Ryan will be back in any second now, but I'm keeping an eye on it.
Sorry, had to go to the bathroom. Got to use the halt breaks to go to the bathroom. Pro tip of the morning here.
Was that your halt break?
Wow.
Well, no, I'm just saying if the stock that's currently in play that we're watching is halted, that's an opportune time to go to the washroom.
It is always. Got to take your chances when you can get them, baby.
Exactly. Respond to the market that you're getting.
You know what scared me yesterday? Of course, there's a guy named Kramer telling me that he sees a soaring market in early December. Oh, that started putting the fear into me. I was like, oh, don't do it to me, Kramer. Don't do it.
Found a funny meme the other day that involves Kramer. You guys ready for this?
What's up?
Oh.
Sell me this pen. That's funny.
That's it. That's it.
That'll get you.
As soon as I saw that on the internet, I was like, this is getting saved.
All right, going to see if oil's going to do the crackdown or not. XOM tried to break down there through the 111.75. Now trying to recover here. So keeping a close eye on it. Don't want it to start spiking on me. Definitely will need to get out of drip. I'm telling you, this oil trade does not want to give up right now. I'm like 2 cents in the red right now. So I'm just figuring it out. Am I going to cut it here or not? I'm trying to hold to my risk right now because it doesn't look like I got a bad entry here. Just need to play out through the pattern here. Wait to see what happens in XOM, and then we'll see what happens in drip. BTU will be looking for some pullbacks. Going to take a look at some sector outlook there. Utilities still leading us. Basic materials behind that. Communication services. What's in the red today? Technology, healthcare, and defensive names are actually in the red. So we'll see what happens there. Defensives is a mixed bag because you got pharmaceutical retailers that are actually up on the day. WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance. Yesterday I was playing this one. I got stopped out of it, and then it finally made a rip. So who knows? Maybe it keeps going. We'll see what happens. Pally opening up there.
Pally is open.
For some reason, I have shares in Pally. I didn't. Okay. All right. Well, now that I'm in,
Are you?
I'm gonna. We're to find out. Hang on one sec. Well, let's see. Let me put my charts up just so we can be transparent.
550 your high. See if we can go through it here.
I'm gonna look to sell. You know what? We gonna have a little fun since I'm already in. Whatever. 669 is where I'm looking to sell. We've got ways to go, but. Whatever. Whoa, $6. Hello.
I'd sell, but you guys are brave.
You know what? You're right. Sold here at
6 to 630, 639.
609 sold.
Boom. Take what you can
Yeah,
get.
there you go, Zunaid. So,
well, damn.
So far, it's going to halt here at 639, by the way.
That's not bad, though. That's not bad. That's a good.
Let's see where I got filled. Right,
solid,
so let's go.
Solid pat on the back. That's what I would say.
I got filled at 5:15, sold at 6:09. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than skilled. And look at that. It's coming right back down.
But this is why we identify things, right? This is why we create lists ahead of time, because sometimes when they work, they go big like this. Other times they just don't, and we have a plan, so we're able to stay out of it. So
look where it's at now, though. It's still trading.
531, yeah.
You see, and then what would you have been?
I would have been
watching, right?
$18. My game plan now is to purchase it at 404 and 382. So if it wants to go ahead and wick to the VWAP, I'd be interested in grabbing 50 shares a piece. Coming back to my Tesla trade here, I'm down $10 on it, short 25 shares, $45 loss, $45 profit targets. It's below VWAP. Let's go ahead and take a look at my contracts. They are down 12%. My average price is 337 on the 165 puts on TSLA expiring this week. What I don't like is the fact that you've got higher highs so far being made for the past 15 minutes, and now this 167.54 level is being held. I need that crack in terms of the stock. Nothing else.
Nothing else. Nothing else.
Just making it very clear.
Nothing else, please.
Don't want anyone saying that I'm, just
soliciting over here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my nose clean. Why do I have this drawn? I'm not even sure. Let's go ahead and check out Netflix. That one's coming down, obviously. We're short already Tesla. Let's see what else we've got. Q's below VWAP. SPY looking to go up above VWAP here. Did it bounce from the same area? No, it bounced a little bit higher than that. Okay.
Going to give Drip the chance to break out here through 1170. If it doesn't break out here through 1170, I'm probably just going to cut it, team. I'll give it the chance to go. Let's see if I can get it.
And Tesla coming right back down, baby. That VWAP rejection working out in our favor. And look at that. Our stops kind of worked out really well, didn't they? Our stop was 169.12. It stopped at 169. We got saved by 12 cents. Doesn't mean this is going to be a profitable trade. But let's see. If you like long BBBY and if you believe the market's going to go above VWAP, this is not a bad risk reward. You'd be risking off after the break of 76 on Best Buy. In hopiums, or you would have hopium of a test of 78 and then break out above possibly, but you need the market to participate with you to the upside, whereas I'm short Tesla, so I am okay with the market coming to the downside.
All right, just setting a stop on this. I'll either get stopped out here. XOM is still just battling in there above the 112.14s. I could see XOM pushing strong, so just giving myself the opportunity here. And if it does stop me out, let it stop me out.
Jay Rice, been saying it for months. Buy the dip in energy, sell the rips in tech. And you've been right for months, because that has exactly been the right trade. Mitch, I know, have been trading energy here. I've actually stayed away from it. But to my credit, I've actually stayed away from tech too. So haven't really been hurt. But you're absolutely right. Buy the dip in energy has been working for months, almost this entire year.
And now UNG getting movement today. I talked about that trade earlier. Now up there towards 2175, was at 2150s earlier in the day. And I think that this could actually start getting a nice run. This one's actually swing tradable, I feel, now off of these levels. So we'll see what happens on natural gas. But UNG having a good day there today.
Tesla, can we get a low a day break? The contracts that we were down 20% on, we are up 2%. I am that good at what I do. We bought them at 337. They went as low as 270 and some change. Now they're going for 340s, 350s. Now we're up 4%. Do what you got to do, because you've got Tesla low of day hitting the tape. We're looking to lock in gains at 165.52.
Disney,
I got stop hunted there in Drip. Just wanted to call it out. I'm out of Drip.
Disney, I think, has another $1.50 worth of downside here. Let me show you what I'm taking a look at here. Angelina was asking if you could take another look at Disney. So I'll go ahead and do it.
Please.
Mitch and Zunaid, if either of you want to chart it, please feel free to do so. What I'm looking at right here, Disney looks a little heavy, and it looks like we're breaking down. And the next spot, let me just go ahead and put it on the chart so it's easier for you folks to see. Next spot here looks to be about 94. So I'd say about nearly $2 of downside from where we're at right now. This is where I would like to see it find support. One of the things that you'll see here on this recent pop, we were rejected right at 101, and like we were talking about today, we were rejected at 98. So these key levels still clearly in play here. We'll see if Disney can trade back down to 94 here. If I was a betting man, this is the way I would set it up.
Going to look for a deep pullback on BTU towards 2850s now. We'll see if we get that pullback, and that will be something that I'll be looking for. BTU, bigger time frame pullback. If we can get it here, 15 minutes as it pulling back somewhere towards the 60s. We'll see if we get that pullback.
And just like that, Tesla, we were up about 5-6%. We're now down back again, 12% on the contracts. I love it. Let's go ahead and take a look at PayPal. That one's looking to move up a little bit.
Ah, okay.
X trying to give it to you. Try and give it to you. Still having another good day there. I like Cleveland Cliff and X there. Steel Dynamics looking interesting. Nice little lift up.
I'm going to see if PayPal wants to come back and test VWAP. I'll look to go long PayPal 77.76. Excuse me, 77.56 with the stop loss. With a stop loss of 76.56, exactly $1. All right, let's go ahead and check out the Tesla trade. That one definitely is going to be in the red. Yep, it is by a couple of bucks. That previous close is it going to act as resistance? I'm a degenerate, so I'm going to add another contract here. Added contracts at 294.
Long some FCX. Guys, I'm going to take a copper trade here. I like the setup on multiple time frames. So going to see if FCX can get that move towards 37.20s and 37.40s. Taking a starter now, willing to add closer towards 37, but already got in a little bit. We'll see if we get the lift.
And Burl, by the way, is Burlington, which we talked about here at the open, surged up to 192, but has really come back in from that. So this is one of the things that we were saying about it being extended and not wanting to chase. This is exactly why. We'll see where this ends up finishing. I don't know about you, Mitch. I'd be shocked if this curls back up and takes out 192 today. Another 10 points to the upside. I don't know. I don't think it's got it. We'll see though.
Yeah, I'll be shocked, but I was shocked earlier, and when
I
talked about it,
not the first time.
When I don't have logic to it, I'll just kick it out the water. It can go wherever the hell it wants today because I'm not going to trade it.
All right, Tesla coming right back above. If it breaks this 169 and 169.18, I will get stopped out. I'm like cents away from getting stopped out. And I've got my stop ready to go on my options as well. Just take me out of my misery. Just stop me out. Come on. All right. Went ahead and got stopped out on Tesla on the equity side of things. And I also went and got stopped out on the option side of things. We bought them at 337, bought them at 294. I'm out at 216 and 215, taking an L there on Tesla. We had money in the bank, but we just got a little greedy. And that's just the way it goes.
Bitcoin trying to make new highs here. 16,000, back above 16,000. We'll see if it ends up getting a push here. You're welcome, Angelina. Thanks for your support and stopping by all the time. Ken, out of coin. Didn't Kathy Wood buy a bunch of coin recently?
I have no idea.
I believe that she did. Let's check Benzinga Pro for that information. What's
Ali's trading? What's up?
Well, you guys didn't hear. That's why I heard it, and it was funny in my ears. I'll do it again.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff.
Oh,
It didn't happen.
Wait, you Kathy? No,
It
Kathy
did.
would.
It did. I'm joking. I'm joking
Oh,
with you.
I was
Ryan.
like-
I'm joking with you. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, she did. I made fun of her about it, Ryan. No worries. I got you.
Okay. I'm just making sure we have our priorities in order here, Mitch.
I got
Okay,
you. I
that's it.
got you. That's why I said it immediately. But I'm just having some fun with you.
317,000 shares. Spent about 14 million bucks buying it on Friday.
That's a nice. Yeah, she bought that up. She bought Coin and SI just to give you also another one that she bought in
and sold
Coin.
NVIDIA.
FCX now starting to get that nice little push. I got that at 37.10s, now towards 37.25. Let's see if we get the push towards 37.40. You can see the 15-minute here, ascending triangle with a nice little breakout. 15-minute chart gives us a little bit more that we can give it that push for a nice longer-term move. Let's see if we can get that. If I measure kind of the flag outlook, that's kind of like a 64-cent breakout from around, let's say, 37, or maybe you're looking at it around 37.20s. That's not looking too bad. Maybe we can get past the 37.50s, take some profit, and then start sizing out of this.
Mara on the relative volume scanner. I guess I'm not surprised with Bitcoin where it's at. Bitcoin did take out that high. Mara
you've
bouncing
got
here.
Grinder that halted.
The
as well, by the way.
grinder.
GRND
man.
halted. Good
I
call.
love when people get mad at a stock at that, and they're like, "You see another SPAC that went up and down." I'm like, dude, it's liquidity issues, man. You guys got to kind of know these. They're liquidity problems. It's not because it's a SPAC that it's ripping through the roof. It's because the liquidity. So understand that that's what's going on with these moves. Why are these stocks ripping? It's not because people like it. It's because the liquidity. It has something to do with redemptions. So if you want to take a look at it, you guys can go ahead and dive into it a little bit more. You'll understand. There's some other plays going on there, and that's more understanding with liquidity concerns. And so that's what causes the stock to spike. And then that's what also causes the stock to just start coming down fast.
Where is
You know who's an expert in these? My man, Chris Ketchy. Shout out to him.
Come on, where
Pally
is
hanging out at that 497 looks interesting. Is it going to make another run in the fives? What do you guys feel on that one?
I'm waiting for a fill here near VWAP around $4, so it's a
$4
bit of ways
at
from
VWAP?
me, but
I like it. I like that. Smart too, you know.
yeah.
Not overextending yourself. If you're looking for a deeper time frame pullback, can't blame you. BTUs just continued on the day, so earlier buy would have been really good. Sometimes it's like that. The biggest thing for me on BTU, now you're seeing a spread that's only 2 cent wide, but this morning it was 20 cent wide, and 20 cent just seemed too much for me right out the gates to take that trade. It's a little bit too much risk there because I usually like to get in there and I don't like to feel pressured right out the gates, especially literally out the gates, like 9:32 or something like that. It's tough to feel that pressure immediately.
EQT, which we've talked about before, potential swing above 45, I would say. Currently at 43.73, looking strong on EQT. So real quick, I think if you were able to take out 45 right here, maybe a swing long towards the 50 level. No position yet. EQT been strong as well.
Love the love. That's what I see, you guys. And Jelena, and of course, Gaming Fun Vlogs. I'm gonna have to check out some of those gaming logs. You're the best YouTuber. Love from India. Appreciate you. We worldwide here on Benzinga, and that's what I really like, especially when you're dealing with markets. You deal with a lot of kind of, you know, you're not just dealing with Americans here, right? A lot of people trade U.S. markets, and I love that aspect. I love that we can be international.
Don't forget.
Go ahead.
Don't forget, Ken Murray is out of Australia.
Oh,
so
see,
we got
this.
a lot of the world covered here this morning.
I love it. FCX making that next lift there now, 37.33s. As we get towards 40s, I'm going to take half off here and then look to continue kind of building here. Let's see what happens. We're starting to push 37.33. And I'll probably even put out an order there at the 39s as we get really close. $34. Let me hit 35, and then I'll put the order out there. Probably just smack it into it. We'll see what happens.
Where is the... Yeah, you've got folks from Dubai, Israel.
Bring it out.
Nice. I love it.
Argentina.
Tell us where you're from.
Come on. Come on.
Zoltan just coming out swinging right now.
Wait, what did he say?
He is holding nothing back. Like literally,
that's funny.
just
I just saw
no
it.
cap, no
The
filter.
truth is,
Zoltan's just out here.
It's going to be a tough battle there. But save the soccer talk. That's 10:30. 10:30.
Mitch is like, no, wait it out.
10:30. We're doing some trading here.
Well, I'm about to gamble on this soccer game. Hang on a second.
BTU, man. Look at that thing go there. You guys, we were talking about that this morning. Look at that thing. Nice little push there now towards 2980s. Will we get the 30 break? Remember, I talked about that on BTU. Will we get that 30 break? Look where it's up there now towards 29.72, almost to the 30 break. Not looking too bad. Orders out there to cover some on FCX. If I could get it towards the 39, it's not getting that last little push here. See if we get it. Bali hanging out there. It's interesting. See what happens on that name too.
The market's got to get over 387. He's here.
Yeah, I was going to put the SPY up. There you go. I'll put the SPY on the right-hand side here. Let's get this out. Let's try to get some more screen space here. There we go. Let's put us on the bottom here. Boom, boom. What's going on out there, team? What stocks you guys got on your radar?
Bernhard, it is nice to see the happy hour gang, right? You guys are just coming such strong numbers. I absolutely love it.
What the? I'm not
All
sure
right, battling here in the 35s. Wasn't able to get the 39 sell there, so canceling right now in FCX. Just want to see it get that nice little lift here, but if it starts pulling back too much, might just cut it there. Want to get that nice little lift. SPY battling here. It did come back towards the open, but now it's starting to struggle a little bit. This SPY has been really hard to read lately. Honestly, there's times where I feel like I read the SPY well. It's been tough lately.
Apple, huge bounce. Same with Amazon here.
There we go. Nice little push there. All right, order to sell some out there on FCX. About 1 cent off there. Boom. There we go. We got a little bit out there. FCX, not bad there. Little trade on copper today. Now let's see if it can get towards the 37.50s. That's going to be the next level that I'll look for, see some volume increasing on the 5 minutes or something like that for a nice little push out. Let's see if we get it.
Long Best Buy here at 77.50. It's got to get over the 78, which is having a tough time to do, especially if the market can't break out of this 397. I don't like it.
Retail's strong though this morning. I mean, Abercrombie and Fitch is up off earnings. Obviously, we talked about Burlington. I think I got Gap on the list here. Nordstrom's on the list here.
It's a mixed bag, though. Remember,
sure is.
That's the hard part about it. It's really
is.
mixed, and so it's a stock picking environment right now. You got to pick the right retailer, right? And that's tough. I'll tell you the truth. It's not easy, right? Just thinking that way. But nice push today, guys. If we could get another push there towards the 50s, we'll be looking really good on the day. We're deep into the green. We did get a red trade in drip, but with Google and FCX now looking great on the day, we'll keep battling here.
Come on.
Right,
Best
Kevin?
Buy.
Can we get some likes? Come on, man. 65 likes, man. Do you guys not like us? Is that what it is? Gotta let us know, guys.
Mitch, maybe we just need to stop as of Jan 1, Jan 2, and just not do the show anymore if we don't have enough people joining.
I mean, we do it for you guys, really.
That's what I'm saying.
For you guys.
If they're not
that's
interested,
what it's all about. The key is that, you know, the likes, you know, it might be for like a YouTube thing, but really it's for our feedback also, guys. So
Speaking of which,
but getting
should we
that
get
nice
any
little
feedback
push
on that?
Yeah, we have. Just give me a second here. Just going to take some profit there in FCX here. Boom. Just took a little bit out there at the 46. It's about to hit the 50 mark. So I'm going to leave the last little bit for the push there through the 50s. If we can get a nice little push, I'll just take the rest of it out through the 50s. If it pulls back from here, the pullback could be all the way to the VWAP, which is 37.15. And you guys know I'm in just 5 cents away from that, 37.10. So want to take as much profit as I can up here towards the 50s. All right, so took another little bit of profit there. Definitely smash it up, smash it up. We do like. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we did get some feedback about putting the date in the banner, Mitch. I don't know if that's something you can do.
Okay, I can start putting date in it. It's just already long, but I got you guys. The big thing also is we've been trying to do with the Benzinga TV, but I'll include the date there for you guys if you feel like it'll help locate the stream a little bit better.
Come on, Best Buy. Again, we're long Best Buy 77.50, looking to sell at around 79.21 if we can. A one-on-one trade as a stop loss of 76.70s.
Give us that love then. They need a love button on YouTube. We don't like it. We love it.
All right, come on, baby. Did it break out of that? Yeah, it did. Okay.
A little slowdown once we got there towards the 37.50s. Was not able to get to 37.50s. So just watching it now, just kind of watching the trail back. Doesn't want it to break the higher low trend on especially like a 5 minute. So let's just keep watch on FCX to see if it can continue moving. If not, I'll just sell the rest out and we'll look to see if we can make one more trade. It's been a good day though. Staying focused today, I think, is helping. You know, yesterday I got caught. Yesterday was not a good day there for me. I had, I think, 3 red trades. So got to be careful on days like that. The best thing is, you know, sometimes is realizing that, hey, there's days where we're going to have to just be quick to the this can be again tomorrow kind of feeling, right? And another thing that I feel like a lot of traders get stuck in their mentality is that when they're having those red trades, they want to battle back. Sometimes it's not always about battling back, because if you always have that mentality, sometimes you're going to push yourself even further than what your daily limit is. And so understanding that also, that if sometimes, let's say if you have a limit loss, let's see, for me, I don't know, if I lost like $200 today, I'm going to stop trading. Well, if I'm at 190 and I expect this next trade to get me back towards, let's say, break even, but I'm at 190, am I pushing it too much to take the trade on that one? Because if I lose that next trade, more than likely going to go way over that 200 mark, right? And so a lot of times we need to remember that it's okay to classify this a red day. Knock it on your calendar, do whatever you got to do. Understand that you had a red day and you move forward. Because the next time that you go and trade, if you focus on your risk to return, you can have a green day. And a lot of times if you're having good risk to return, your green day is going to cover that red day. But if you make that red day 2 or 3 times the size of what your red days should be, that's an easy way to start ruining your mathematical advantage.
Hertz Scrambler, pretty decent chart there on ROCC. Here's what I have here. Nice looking daily chart here. Really would like to see it just continue to take out this 43 area, 43 to 45. Maybe 60 can be on deck here. Nice one. I'm going to put this one on the list. This is another one of those energy plays. Yeah, COSM definitely strong here, Becca. But I'm in the same boat that you're in, especially with this being just the 23-cent stock. A huge move off the bottom here. What we have about 19 and a half, 20, and we're up 4 cents here. We actually had a fairly decent day yesterday, but I'm in the same boat. I think if I'm buying it here, I'm chasing it. Not my cup of tea. It is definitely strong though.
I'm liking this SARK pullback off 62. Doesn't look too bad. I want to get a little bit closer to 62. If I can risk off of that, I might go long on SARK. How's Unity doing today? Ooh, it's
Tally holding in there.
Holding up, actually, Unity. So I set a stop there on FCX at the 35 so I can stop watching it and just try to let it stare up. If it does, we'll be looking good. Best Buy, not looking too bad, battling there. I don't know if you're still in that one, Zunaid, but I do have it on the right-hand side here.
Yep, sure am. 77.50 is my entry. Looking for the breakout of 78.
All right, we'll see if we get that. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like you based there around
Also,
77.50, so...
Yeah, I'm also long here on NVIDIA at 155.12, looking to sell at 155.92.
All right. I like the chart, at least on the daily, I'll tell you that much. Let's go towards the shorter time frame, 15. Nice little push there in NVIDIA. It's strong today.
Mm-hmm.
Did SOXL reverse? Yeah, nice reversal off the 1195s for SOXL into the 12 handle there. All right, let's look around. Let's see what else is making nice moves. Intel, nice little move there. I talked about that one earlier in the day, how these kind of value plays seem to be making moves on the upside. Intel with a nice little 5-minute chart, little flag pattern to the downside, just pushed up there. Not looking too bad on that name. I said IBM, another one that I've been watching. Look at this one, pushing. This is a sneaky ass play here. Sneaky as hell, because no one in their mother would be like, I want to be long IBM. I mean, maybe their grandmother, but not their mother even. So watch out, because IBM, man, look at this daily chart, guys. Look at this daily chart. Actually, the monthly chart is going to look even cleaner. Look at this. Boom, starting to push. Really nice monthly pattern. This is a sneaky play there, IBM. I never would have thought about being long IBM, but on a chart pattern outlook, man, it's been ripping and doesn't want to turn around. And I think this is more of that value style play.
Here we go. I'm just going to close this. I'm not worried about no 3 cents. All right, I just went ahead and closed NVIDIA. Nice little trade there. We went ahead. Let's go ahead and recap it. Where's my history? All right, we had bought NVIDIA at 155.12, and then we sold it at 155.77. The main reason was for the breakout above 155, right? So we look left and you kind of see, hey, you had resistance here, right? You had resistance here. We cleared the resistance, and then we did a test right here. Then once it did the test and got above 155 again, that's where I went ahead and went long. So you always want to kind of look left, wait for that retest, and it worked out.
ONCS, Crow says going red, unreal. ONCS up 23 cents on the day. This thing was up huge earlier. This was up another $1.80 points from where we're at, $1.80 from where we're at. This is why we identify those levels, right, Crow? And this is why we have a plan for both sides, not just the upside, but also the downside. So this was it. It failed 116. It gave you really no indication that it was going to bounce anywhere, even at yesterday's high. And here we are. So good avoid there on this one.
The drug stocks doing really well. Merck, AbbVie, Pfizer doing really well today. Those continue to stay strong. Now starting to get into the green. They were red early on. Now starting to get towards that green. Healthcare. And let's go really quickly. I'm going to run through some sectors. Basic materials is leading. Energy and communications behind that. Utilities. The only thing in the red I have right now is consumer defensives. And really, there's just one area that's dragging that on the downside. That's just education training stocks. But it's a big green day, at least from what I see in my sector and industry analysis. So look for maybe some bullish plays to continue to the upside here. I'm going to watch to see if the SPY can give us a nice little breakout type of move and continue. But at least from what I'm seeing in the industry analysis, looks really bullish today. We'll see if it stays that way.
Yeah, I see it as well, Crow. I see Pally coming to VWAP. Almost there. Almost there.
Good eyes, team. Way to stay watching, right? Way to stay watching on a move like that. Let's see if does that VWAP run into any other type of price action.
Good question. I don't know.
It does. It runs close to that 415 area where you opened on that halt action. So I like that 415 area. It's just slightly below the VWAP on mine. I don't know where your VWAP's at. I have 420 on my 1 minute VWAP. I don't know what you got.
Yeah, it's about 420.
Okay, so I like the cut down through 415. Maybe looking to understand that it could go to 377 or 375. So if I'm worried about what can it cut through, it'd be the 375 move. So to understand some type of risk assessment there, in my eyes, it's I would try to play somewhere right below that 415 or at that 415. Then understand that my risk really could be down to 375.
You've got Best Buy that's coming back down to VWAP. This one just can't break over 78.
Let's go to that one. I'll draw that chart there for us.
Gaming
there.
and fun. I can assure you that none of us, I'm going to just go ahead and say, are rich. But what is it that you're trying to get help with? Feel free to ask a question. We'll do our best to answer it. NVIDIA just continues. Now it went ahead and it's slightly spiked above the 156. All right, my man. I'm going to go ahead and mute you if you continue spamming, pal.
Yeah, I'll just already mute him. I'm sorry about that. Definitely, you don't need to repeat things 5 or 6 times. Just put it up once. We'll see it. All right, let's keep going. One thing that is very important for us is the chat value. So we'll definitely hit it when time comes, and it's just to keep the value for you guys in the chat. You guys are all team together, so let's be team together. Let's keep going. Let's go to PayPal outlook. Someone's asking about. I haven't taken a look at PayPal in a while, so I will go ahead and throw up the chart, see what I see there. Looks like it did do a nice little spike, but it's in this kind of longer term, like kind of bounce pattern. It got flushed down right towards the open. I don't know why that happened. Is there any news on PayPal, Ryan, that you can maybe take a look at there?
Yeah,
for
the
me?
options come in, but I don't know about news.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's news because there was some hard hit there action towards the open. This looks more like it's a short pattern on the intraday, but of course, I never know what's on the long-term pattern or if there's any news out there. But it does look like more of a short pattern to me on PayPal. I don't know where the VWAP is. It's probably way below it here. Yeah, it's way below it. I would be using the resistance of 80 on that outlook. But it's a hard chart, I'll tell you that much, because it's huge bounce.
Let's go. Damn. Wow.
The only thing I'm seeing news-wise for PayPal is a bunch of class action lawsuit stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they had options come in, $80 calls expiring December 2nd.
All right, team, I'm going to go and take the rest of the profits in FCX. Has been working really well for us here as we're getting this next little push into the 64s. Boom, let's take it. Let's try to get the heck out of there. Just got to cancel order there. Second, boom, got it. Nice little trade there, FCX today from 37.10s up there towards 37.62. A little copper action, and the stop actually helped me. I put that stop worrying about it. Boom, it got the break through the 37.50s. I'll take my profits and run there in some copper action.
Going to SPY here for a second. I'm going to put my chart up. You had SPY breakout, right, of this pre-market highs. Then I went ahead and put a little wait, am I short or am I long? Sorry, I just got freaked out for a second. Okay, I am long. I've got the $400 calls expiring January 20th. I got filled at 12:08. Whew, I just wanted to make sure I was not grabbing puts there by mistake. But anyway, broke out of pre-market highs, popped up, retested it. So far, it's holding that retest. Now I want to see a continuation towards 398s and then 400s if we can go ahead and clear that. With that being said, I am long Tesla here as well at the 169.17s with a stop loss below previous close since it's near VWAP. And obviously, you guys already know I'm long Best Buy here as well. The only other thing that I'm looking to go long is going to be Pally, which is PALI, which I'm looking to get filled at 420, currently trading at 449.
Becca, good eye on COSM. You talked about not wanting to buy it near the top because you were expecting a pullback imminently, and you got exactly that. Looks like it retraced about 50% of that stick. This is normally what you want to wait for if you're going to trade it to the long side. Maybe trade it for a bounce, maybe trade it if it finds some support. Good eye waiting there. That type of discipline is going to serve you well.
Kind of like this.
Tony, it's the minutes tomorrow. It's the minutes tomorrow. The next meeting on the rate cut isn't until December. Minutes come out tomorrow.
Looking for some stocks to trade, man. Want to get into something else. Running through some stocks here.
I'm going to go short lift here at 11.0. What's my fill here? 11.01s, I think? No, I think it's 11s. Looking to go short. Yeah, you had the options come in, which is why I wrote up so nicely. But now you got the previous close and the $11 whole number there. We'll see if it can come back to the 1086s, but that's a cute little short. I'm going to go ahead and try. And unfortunately, cute little long on Tesla is not working out as the SPY is up, but Tesla does not want to participate. Continuing to the upside, and Best Buy is just still in this holding pattern. I mean, let me go ahead and move my clouds and everything else here. Just literally consolidating for the past 20 minutes or so in that little box. So if we get out of that box, though, to the upside, we shall go. I tried looking to play options, but they're not liquid, so they're very spready. I'm not interested in it. The only one that you could possibly go in lotto is going to be like the $90 calls, which I guess you could also do the $80 calls. I don't know. Just not as liquid. I'm not playing it.
Wanted to scalp AMD right there, but it already did the little pop and drop there. So we'll see if AMD can make that next lift. But it would have been a second type of trade. So didn't even really matter to kind of tell you guys about that type of trade. When it's going to be like a second long, I try not to even bring it up because there's really nothing there that I'm going to teach you guys there. It's more along, it's just an opportunity. And if me talking about it, I'll probably miss the opportunity.
Me too, Mitch. And I do the same thing, especially if it's going to be like a very quick scalp. Like I'm actually doing a disservice by mentioning it, especially with the delay here on YouTube. If it's a more tradable setup, then it's important to actually understand the setup so that you can execute that when you see it on your own, not just following somebody. I'm with you 100% there, Mitch.
Agree.
SPY coming to test back the high of pre-market on SPY.
And Jay giving you why we have that data tomorrow. Big data tomorrow. Jobless claims, PMI, durable goods, Michigan sentiment, all of those jammed in because we have no market on Thursday and there's nothing due on the half day on Friday.
So fireworks tomorrow. That's what you're telling me.
Well, of all of the days this week, it's going to be tomorrow that has the biggest chance of putting in a broader market move here.
Okay,
as opposed to just some of these individual names like you saw in Pally today. Those are still going to be around.
Yeah, definitely. I see it. We'll see what's going on there. I'm taking a look at some stocks out there. FCX continuing to 3780s now. Not a bad play there. Got out of that one, though, because sometimes you just got to take what you can get. But it looks like it continued going there. We'll see what happens. Unity having a good chart there today. Looks like we'll see if ARKK turns around there. It's battling right now. So I'm taking a look at like a trade like SARK that I was looking at earlier for a 62 move. Now it's recovering there. It broke through 62, cut down, and now it's looking like it wants to recover. I actually like this.
Best Buy knocking again at 78. Come on, just crack it and go.
I'm going to take SARK here off 62.15s. Risk is 62. And this is a smaller size trade here, just looking to make the gains because I'm a little bit away from where my entry should be, which is closer to 62. So I'm going to lower the size down for myself to make sure that I can give myself the ability that if I do get stopped out of this position, I didn't risk too much. And so taking my shot there, though, on SARK. So I'd want to see ARK come down. I'll show you guys that trade right there on SARK. It's like kind of doing that bottoming action. You can see it on the 5-minute, right around that 62 level. And so I'm taking the reversal style trade on SARK after it did a nice little push early in the market, pulled back, reversal style action at the bottom, looking for the reversal to the upside. Jesse Livermore. How can you call yourself Jesse Livermore? It's a beast, a legend.
Yeah, it's a YouTube handle. You can make it whatever you want.
Yeah, have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, big jobs tomorrow. We'll see what happens in the jobs report. Seems to me like the upside still seems like the path of least resistance, but the volatility itself has been shaking people out of the SPY trade. And that just shows me more and more that maybe this is a bullish move. And we're getting the volatility to shake out some of the weak hands. Who knows?
I'm going to go ahead and get on my Tesla trade. I'm down about, what is this, point? About almost a point. I'm just going to get out since it's below VWAP. It could come right back up. It hasn't hit my stop loss, but if I don't like the trade anymore, I'm not going to take it. And so I'm out. It could come back up. Yeah, it could come back above VWAP and then I get back in, which obviously would have been a terrible decision of me selling right now, but it is a life we live. And again, Best Buy just in this consolidation. Pally, let's see how close that one is. Don't think I'll get that entry? Yeah, I probably won't, bro. Tell you what. Am I going to do it?
Tell you what, it's the golden mean. The golden mean in there. It's if you use the fib retracements, it's perfect towards that 615. 50% retracement is at around 459. If you like retracements.
You're bullish? Well, look, I mean, Tesla just couldn't go with your bullish sentiment, man. And obviously now the SPY's coming back to, again, test the previous high. It's already did it once, twice, 3. Now it's trying to do it the 4th time.
As far as SPY, I know we're currently bouncing off the lows. Well, I still think there's a downtrend, and I still think we revisit market lows at some point in 2023. I could see a case for us actually bouncing and having some type of, nice looking December, kind of bucking the trend. One of the things that we're identifying here is a potential top here on this run up. So I'm thinking maybe 406 to 408 could be a potential top here for the SPY. I know we were just talking about SPY 400 coming, but if we continue to move up here, I would say somewhere around this trend line, anywhere between 406 to 408 is a possible spot for this to actually turn around. So we'll see. We'll see where we get.
Let's go and check out our Lyft trade. If that one's in the money, barely. Nothing that crazy. Maybe I should have taken more share size, but let's see what else we've got. Tesla below VWAP still, yep.
Battles on in SARK. We'll see if it does to get the reversal style action towards the upside. Of course, that would be a breakdown of some of the growth stocks. So we'll see what happens today. It's been a good day. Maybe I'm just playing the wrong style of play now, but we'll see what happens. Definitely Unity's up, Coin is up. So those are a little bit worrisome seeing Coin up, right? But we'll see. It's that kind of day where coal has continued. So BTU, definitely a nice play today. We'll see what happens. Silver having a really nice day also. So don't forget about silver today. PAAS is one of the best moves on the day.
Just a heads up, we are going to have an interview with BT here at around 11:05. Looks like SPY wants to go ahead and break below the previous.
Digital, you're going to get into some crypto?
We're going to talk some crypto. And
here's them wait for the
pulling down. Yeah, we're obviously going to talk about FTX.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and sell the SPY call that I had. Give me a second while I sell it. Why won't it let me sell?
Why
Oh,
won't
because I don't have it there.
there
There we go. I got
Why
in
won't it?
at 12:08. I got out at 11:98. So honestly, barely lost on that one.
Voodoo.
What I might lose on this. But yeah, what's up?
Voodoo saying, Ryan, you think peeps might be buying into a Santa rally scenario? Yeah, Voodoo, I think people do that every year, right? The Santa rally has been a thing that's discussed all of the time. I think people buy into it thinking it's going to happen every year. Question is, will it happen this year? I don't know for sure. I could see a scenario where we really don't get one. That being said, if the market just kind of trades up and people want to mark their books up for the end of the year, I suppose it's possible. I'm not positioned for one currently. I wouldn't trade just around the Santa rally. If I see us rallying around Christmas into New Year's, yeah, maybe I'll jump on the back of it. But I'm not making any prediction via position ahead of that rally. No,
Nice little
Stacks,
push
we're
there
not talking about it
Sark.
in November, man. We're talking about it in December. He's asking for something that's a month away. Come on now.
Turkey run. What about a turkey run?
That's this week. This was known as Turkey Crack Week, and we pretty much got that on Pally this morning. Voodoo, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get puked out on the downside there if they positioning for it ahead of time and then being disappointed. Stacks, I think you're completely missing what we're talking about right now, man. You might need some orange juice or another cup of coffee, just saying.
Oh, never mind. Nope. Not getting in trouble, Ryan. Not getting in trouble.
What would you get in trouble for?
The comment I was going to say.
How would I know what comment you were going to say without you saying it?
Just,
Sark.
not trying to get a complaint, man.
Let's go, Sark.
Pally, by the way, which we purchased at 457, coming up to the highs. I kind of want to be greedy with this. I'm not going to lie to you. My only concern is if it's going to reject from $5. That's my main concern, is a reject from $5.
What you talking about, Pally?
Yeah.
You talking about Pally? I know we ain't talking about Pally.
We talking about Pally. Maybe I will try to sell at 494. Let's see if I can get that fill.
About Pally.
So love seeing this. This might be one of the best things that we saw here today. Lenzy saying, Becca, thank you for alerting the COSM drop. Remember, Becca told us she didn't want to chase it because there was likely going to be a pullback. Well, that pullback came, and guess what? We traded up. What do we get here? What kind of move is this here? Traded up another 18.5% from the bounce spot on that sell-off. So nice job calling that out, Becca. Looks like Lensley took that, making some money.
We'd need more information, William, in terms of what strike you have. You already told us the expiration, I guess, on the 2nd, but we need to know what strike you have, and possibly if you're break even on it or not. I don't need to know how many contracts you have, but the price you pay, that gives us an idea of where you are in terms of screwed or not.
COSM right through the 26-cent mark there.
God dang it, Best Buy. Like, just come on.
Looking for another rip and Sark. We'll take some out at 62.60s and then look for the rest to go towards 63. See if we get it.
Go NVIDIA. Nice. Yeah. Look at that. NVIDIA popped up. Retest. This is where we traded it. But then it had a nice little retest again and then popped up. Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's going to be some tax loss harvesting. I'm sure there will be.
Zuckerberg to resign next year.
Wow.
That means Meta might go bullish. Look at that
Yeah,
move.
look how strong it is.
I'm trying to grab it right now.
That wasn't like a fresh.
I just
piece
took a
of
little
news
bit
right
there.
when I read it.
I took a little bit there. That's making moves, though. I took a little bit. I'm going to add on pullbacks, but that's a move that can change Meta. Daily level of 108.87. It's probably going to be my risk today. I'm going to start building a swing on this. Just got to focus in here, but I did take a little bit there. We're going to look for some pullbacks now. VWAP at 109.42. But it could just take off here. So I'm taking a little bit there, willing to add to it. See what happens. Sark pulling back fast there. Got to be careful. This actually might turn around that style of trade.
It was written by the leak.co. I've never heard of them, but
Gonna set a stop there on ARC to stop Sark to watch the kind of stop out, because I'm trying to watch here on what happens on Meta. Put it up on a chart here. The starter was at 110.13, so you guys can see I'm already in the red, but willing to add to the position. Just gonna try to work it. That's the type of news that if I would have caught like right off the tape, I definitely also would have liked it there. See if we get a next lift there on the 5 minutes. Pullbacks could be back towards this 109 area, so that's why I'm a little bit patient here.
come on.
We'll see what
man.
happens.
Come on, man. Are you just gonna go, please? Can you just go, please?
Teva above 920 might be good for a trade. We'll see if it can get there.
Just Zuckerberg going. Maybe they think that it could get the lift. It's just a little speculative trade. We'll see what happens.
Man, Best Buy, if you don't just doggone go.
It's a little push there in Meta. Can we get the big push here through the 110.50s? Oh, nice little lift there. All right. Not looking too bad there. See if we get that true lift here.
All right, so we're long Pally, we're long BBBY. So BBY, you can see we're up about $20. We're up about 40 cents.
Boom,
Pally.
nice little push there. Gonna take some profit there on Meta. Now that taking that profit there lowers the risk size there for me. From now I can just kind of break even on the rest. Let this try to break here. Good little push there in Meta. On the day, Sark might stop me out here, but I had the stop set there. So if I do get stopped out in Sark, I'm okay with it too. But look at that push there in Meta.
Yeah,
Now
nice
111.
And finally,
All
Best
out.
Buy goes ahead and breaks out its
I'm
breaks
all
out
out. Taking that. I'm sorry. That was just too easy of a win there. I'll put your chart up now.
You're good. You're good. Breaking out now on Best Buy to the upside. Boy, did we wait that consolidation out. Now, I'm not selling until we see 79.21s, maybe even 80s. Let me go ahead and see.
Stopped out of Sark. Stopped out of Sark. Really nice gain there on Meta. Now I'll look for a pullback to VWAP if I want to get back in the name, but good little push there in Meta. Nice little push. And thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Nice
Brought
call out,
to you
Ryan.
by
Nice
Benzinga
trade,
Pro.
Mitch.
Trying to raise the tide for everybody here.
Yeah, Ryan can't tell me to get in the trade there. He can give me the catalyst though, and then I took my shot. Right, that's all we can always do. Boom, boom.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a nice little Black Friday sale for all y'all in the chat for everybody as well. So be on the lookout for that. If you have any questions, we can DM you guys a link. Check out our socials. It'll be up there later today, hopefully as well. So
there you go, guys. Black Friday sale. Don't miss it. Benzinga Pro.
All right, I'm gonna go get ready for my interview here in a minute, but let me go ahead and just go through my trade. So here's the Best Buy trade. Obviously, we're now, well in the money by almost $1. We're up about 75 cents. I'm going to delete this alert because I no longer care for it. I could go ahead and sell it here, but I'm going to try to be greedy. I'm going to see if I can get the whole move, but realistically, probably will regret it. And then let's go ahead and check out the Pally trade. The Pally trade is now at break even. That was up about 20, 30 cents or so. Matter of fact, I'm going to move my... All right, well, it's going there now. Okay, all right. Gonna just close that one out. Taking an L on that one. And let's see what Lyft is doing.
SPY really pushed there with that meta push. I think it helped it. And SPY pushed it
helped
now.
Apple too.
Yeah, 397. It looks like we're on a nice big push now. And it was crazy because if we started off with a flush down in like Amazon and Google, now Google's actually looking strong. Look for maybe Tesla to reverse, right? Tesla's been so beaten down. Maybe we actually start getting some uplift in Tesla. It looks like it's trying to get through 170s. Would like for a pullback to 169 or 169.50s. We'll see if I do get the pullback, but looking good right now for upside action.
Thank you very much, folks. Voodoo, everyone with the kind words. That's what we're trying to do here. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to get rolling here today. We're going to be back at this event tomorrow, right? We got a big day tomorrow, lots of data.
Yep.
Right?
Yes. Yo, Ryan, if you want, do the So Rare World Cup thing. If you want to check it out, I'll give you the link there.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw it up right now.
Yeah, just slack it to me because I can't copy out of this thing. So just slack.
No stress. I'll slack it to you. So I know you'd probably want to jump in on that. So just want to
take care, everyone.
Have a good one, Ryan.
See you, pal.
All right, there you guys. Now I can mention it. It's 10:51. Why not mention it, right? If you guys want to join in on that World Cup competition from So Rare, this is about, free kind of fantasy for the World Cup. If you guys are interested in the World Cup and just want to have some fun as you're watching the World Cup, I also suggest it because it's absolutely free. You don't need to be doing anything. Just open up the football side of So Rare. If you want to check out NBA, you guys can do that also. But I'm in the football side too. I had Pulisic yesterday. He got an assist, so not looking too bad. I had, of course, this morning, Messi. Messi's not looking too bad there, but them not winning doesn't help there. So we'll see what happens there. And the Crow's asking about who will be interviewing coming up, Zunaid. So he's going to be interviewing BTBT. Bit Digital. So stick around for that. That's going to be coming up in just about 10, 15 minutes. But if you guys want to check out that kind of World Cup thing, definitely hit that link, check it out with me, and also keep up with me about it. I can let you guys know what's my full lineup, and we can have a chat about it probably throughout the week.
You've got Best Buy moving up here. I did go ahead and close my position because I got to get ready for the interview. But hopefully we can go ahead and see a march around 80 or so. And let's see what else we've got open. Pally, obviously, I went ahead and got out of. I think that's kind of it. I don't think I have any positions. Yeah, no, I don't.
How did Saudi Arabia beat Argentina? The good old-fashioned way, hard work. They had some good goals. I saw them. Woke up early for that. Starts at 5 a.m. I woke up a little bit later, not at the beginning of the game, but crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Mexico game will go over because that's what we've got money on.
Yeah, about that one. Yeah, that's why I was like, I need to have like a picture-in-picture with the Mexico game. I want to see Mexico. I like watching Mexico play.
Yeah, I've got over 2 goals. So 3 goals, and we're in the money.
3 goals. All right. Not too bad.
That's what we need.
We need some goals in this tournament. There's only been like 1 game with like high scores.
6 something, yeah.
That was the England game. England came in hot. Meta now pulling back. I'll see if he gets towards the VWAP. Yeah, I'll let you get out of here, my friend, and I'll see you in a little bit towards your interview. I'll put my screen up here, and I'll take some stocks from the chat. You guys got stocks out there. Throw them up in the chat. We can definitely get into it here. I'm going to play a little bit of some sounds in the back. And I don't think that Argentina underestimated them. It's just one of those things where you have to score goals in the World Cup. If you want to win, it's as simple as this. You're not maybe going to stop every goal, so you might get scored on. But you got to be scoring goals. You can't be scoring 1 goal and expect to always win in a soccer match. You got to at least score 2, and that could give you kind of that advantage. But we'll see what happens there. They're definitely on the battles. Bring a little vibe in here. Let's get it going. Let's do a little ticker time. You guys throw up some tickers. I'll take a look at them. I'm going to stop trading on the day because if not, I'm having one of those days where I'm even feeling the addiction of wanting to continue trading. That's because it's going well for me today. But like always, one thing is another thing is also understanding that today is one of those days, like I mentioned earlier. Sometimes we're going to have to cut a day on our calendar and be like, well, today's that red day. Well, today's that green day for me, and I'm not going to go and push it here. I already had a nice couple of trades. I'm just going to leave off now because I'm starting to feel a little bit of a slowdown. My focus isn't so interested in the charts right now. I'm kind of talking to you guys, taking a step back. So now is the step back here to go ahead and take it for you guys. If you guys got charts, I definitely will take a look at it. But check this one off as a green day, and we keep moving on. That's what matters sometimes. All right, TSM, nice continuation. Let's go to that one. All right, let's take a look there. TSM. All right, so TSM here, Taiwan Semiconductor. I'm going to go to the big screen so that we can definitely take a look at it. 5-minute continuing, definitely, without a doubt. Let's go to the hourly chart and see how we're doing there. This is what I always like looking. Hour pullbacks. Look how this pulled back eventually towards that hourly support. Just off of that, it went close towards there. 78.24. Support was around that 78. That gave you the move all the way back up here. Risk to return is so important. Another thing to note here is kind of the up and down action, how that kind of leads to the rule of 3. If you go here on the 4-hour chart, you're going to see it a little bit clearer. Let's go towards the 4-hour chart. You get kind of this up action. You get a pullback. Up action. Pullback. Up action. Pullback. Hold. Breakout, right? And so that's what we're going to be looking for. Now you got to see the resistance really start closing above here, the 82.40 mark. We really want to see it close above that 82.40 on the day to continue in the upward trend. Right now, you're looking good there. It is getting that nice little lift. You held that pullback to 81. Now you're going there towards 83. Nice little push there in Taiwan Semiconductor. We'll look for it to hold these pullbacks to 82.50, 82.40 area. If it can close above that, it'll be looking really good on the daily. All right, I'll keep going. I'll take some other stocks out there. That's some great advice. Mitch, spike the ball in the end zone. Yes, that's what it's all about sometimes. Sometimes you got to give yourself a pat on the back. Say, I did good today. This is where sometimes as a trader, we can get too addicted to the game. The game here is profits, not to just play the game. It's not about just being always in the markets. It's about being able to understand what you're looking for in your profit to loss, come in with a plan, attack it. And if you nail it, it's also good to head out the door. Just like if it's also going to be important to also head out the door sometimes if you're hitting your risk mark and you're like, well, I'm not feeling it today. I'm not seeing it right. I'm not reading it right. Let's get out of here. We can come back tomorrow, and there's always opportunities, especially as a day trader. This is one of the hardest things to learn, but one of the, I think, the best things for survival, especially for a new trader that's running into accuracy issues. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other stocks. Should have told SBF. Yeah, we won't even get into there. Let's get into another one. Let's go towards some stocks out there. I can take a look at some other ones. XOM to see if oil is going to finally turn around. Let's go towards that. I don't see too many stocks thrown up in the chart, so I'm just going to take stocks that I would look at. If you guys got a stock, throw it up. This is your opportunity. You only get a couple of shots. But XOM definitely battling. SPY looking like it's on the push there today. Could get up there towards 398. Even who knows where it could go to today. Definitely a battle in XOM here. You can see how you've been trying to get above this high, around the 112.40. Really want to see it close there towards 112.60 if you're a bull for it to come back. If not, it could crack down. We'll see what happens. It's definitely trying to continue the battle back after a rough day yesterday. Let's go towards some other stocks out there. What is making moves? Basic Materials is leading the way. We talked about silver there. We talked about copper. I traded FCX. Gold having a good day. Coal having a good day. Steel. We've talked about steel this morning. It's still continued. NUE, Cleveland Cliff, and X were the names that I was giving in there. Let's go through some of those. Cleveland Cliff, nice little push up on the day. Right out the gates, got a nice little 5-minute, nice little push.
You're not sharing your charts. Charts.
There you go. That's why you're there for me, bro. Got to save me sometimes.
By the way, looks like we're going to have that interview ready.
Yeah.
Sam, I did go ahead and post a comment in the private chat in the StreamYard if you want to respond to that. It's all you, Mitch. Go ahead.
All right, I got you. Appreciate you. All right, we'll see what is going on in some of these steel plays. Nucor getting a little bit of a bounce right now. X having a good day there. You know, I like my X. X definitely getting a nice little push there. Some steel stocks getting the lift today. Not looking too bad in that area. We'll see what happens in energy. It is continuing on up. Looks like there's a lot of bullish action today. So even technology that was red earlier, getting into the green, utilities pulling back there, industrial staying in the green, healthcare back to the green today. So keep watch on names out there in healthcare, of course, names that I was calling out today, Pfizer. I was talking about earlier today. Look at the 5-minute today, big push up there in these healthcare names. Nice little lift up. It was a nice little flagging pattern on the daily. It was looking for the push. You got that push today there in Pfizer. So keep watch on some of these healthcare names. All right, that's probably going to do it for me. I'm going to get ready to come down in a second. Zunaid will be joining us, and then we'll be getting into an interview. That's coming up in just a little bit here. So stick around, guys. It's going to be Bit Digital coming up next. So we'll see what happens there. Jesse says, I married my ex. Well, I don't know if that's such a good thing or a bad thing there, Jesse. I don't know if it didn't come with a smile at the end of that one. So I don't know about that one. We'll have to take a look. The Crow, how's that workout going? Yeah, the blind trader out there. We'll keep going here. We'll take a look at some other stocks out there, but definitely it's been that kind of day today. Let's go to the intraday moves, leading stocks towards the upside on the day. Look at American Eagle with a nice push out today, guys. Sneaky stock there. Burlington, we talked about that one earlier today. ANF, if American Eagle is getting a run, you also look for Abercrombie to get the run there. And there you guys see it. Nice little push there from those stocks. Best Buy staying in the green today. Definitely a retail type of day. We'll see what happens there, how these stocks can continue to run or not. Dollar Tree still down on the day, down about 9% and continue to the downside, even though this earnings didn't look that bad. So a little bit confused there on Dollar Tree, but we'll talk a little bit about that coming up on Stock Market Movers at 1 p.m. Don't miss that, team. We'll keep going here. Right here on Benzinga, Chris Woods wants to talk about Square. I'll take a look at Square. Why not? Let's see if there was any news on why it was moving down. Did it catch the bounce eventually? Ooh, it did catch the bounce. We were talking about it with PayPal earlier. It did catch that nice big bounce there. Looks to me like I see some shareholder kind of talk out there. Nothing really big here kind of affecting Square right now, but we'll look to see if it can get back above. It's kind of 63s. If it can do that, it's not looking too bad. But Square, definitely not a stock that I thought would get so far down. I mean, if you think about it, now you could have bought it in 2018, right around these levels. So we'll see if it actually starts cutting through. A big cut down for me would be eventually a cut through 50 on Square. I definitely would start being a buyer, but we'll see what happens here as it's pulling back here towards the 50-day. It bounced around 60.18 today, low 60.10. Maybe that's 60.18 acting as support. All right, that's probably going to do it for me. Dollar Tree was buying calls, said Paul C. So I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping up here. I'll get Zunaid joining me in a few seconds. I'm sure he's looking nice, getting that hair ready, real pretty. You know my man, he does it right. He's going to come on here and talk about Bit Digital, of course, we can take a look at that stock. We'll take a look after the interview here. But interested in hearing from stories like always. It's definitely important to hear what is being built behind, of course, kind of the cryptocurrency environment and different finance aspects. One of the things that I was talking about on pre-market prep is that, I feel like this is definitely the time where you're going to see the most building come out of, right? I think a lot of the times people get a little bit worried about the asset prices, but this is the moment where I think projects got a lot of money and we're able to put a lot of building behind their thinking. So excited to hear about the interview that you got for us today, Zunaid, and it looks like you're here, my friend. So I'm going to go ahead and step in the back, let you take lead.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And hey, the World Cup can wait. You need to go to hang out with us for this interview here because boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of things to talk about. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring up Sam, who is a Chief Strategy Officer at Bit Digital, ticker BTBT. How's it going, Sam?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Crazy week, month, year.
I mean, we have a lot to talk about, as I mentioned, but before we kind of get to all those things, for the folks at home that may not be familiar with your company, explain it to me like I'm five. What is it that your company does?
We're a Bitcoin miner. We're a generator of digital assets. There are a few Bitcoin miners out there that are publicly listed under NASDAQ. We're one of them, although we're a little bit different. We were conservative and we had a vision to survive throughout all market cycles. So what do I mean by that? Well, crypto winter is here, obviously, and we knew that was going to happen. Yeah. And during the frothy bullish times, a lot of companies just put a lot of leverage, sort of drank their own Kool-Aid, and are now bankrupt or are facing bankruptcy. We decided to be pretty conservative. We have zero leverage, zero debt, zero minor obligations, zero capex.
Yeah,
about $70 million on our balance sheet equivalent. So we were conservative, and we're pretty happy that we were that way because we have a better chance of surviving the crypto winter as a result. And look, myself and a few people on the team, we've been through crypto winters before. So, we know what it's like to go through those lean times. And so that was one of the reasons why we were positioned pretty well for what's happening now.
Well, it's good that you were proactive, that you're positioned to not just make sure you survive, but hopefully also thrive when we come on the other side of this. But the conversation obviously today that I need to talk about is the FTX situation, right? Yeah. So let's start within the sense of like, we talked about surviving and thriving. Let me get to the thriving part of it if I can. With everything that's going on with the FTX situation and other companies as well, what opportunities, if any, are you kind of seeing, not just for yourself, but in terms of the industry overall?
Look, you can't uninvent the industry. There are a lot of people out there who wish it would just go away. And I know that there are some folks like Nouriel Roubini and so on who just, are trying to sort of dance on our graves, but you can't uninvent this technology. There's a real need to store value outside the traditional existing system. And the real issue, I think, and it's just an issue that's been going on since Mt. Gox, is that, there's a saying, not your keys, not your crypto.
Yeah.
If people could just finally get this through their heads, that you don't own your crypto if it's on an exchange. You could put it on a cold wallet, cold storage. That's the whole point. If you're putting it on an exchange, you're basically reinventing the old legacy models and systems and putting it in this new technology. It's equivalent to, imagine you invent the car and then you put horses to drag the car forward, because during that time, from chariots to horses, people were, you need to understand that the car drives itself. And in blockchain technology, there are ways that you can actually exchange tokens without putting it in these custodial mechanisms. That's an old way of thinking. And these people, these scammers, they are using old models like exchanges, like centralized depositories, like custodial mechanisms, and they're superimposing it on a decentralized technology unnecessarily. we're able to carry and hold our crypto using our own storage, our own cold storage. You could actually exchange through mechanisms that are non-custodial. There are a lot of decentralized exchanges out there where you could just trade through a smart contract, and you could make trade there. If you want to trade a token, you don't need these exchanges. Now, if you still want to go through the exchanges, I would highly recommend you go through very regulated ones. There's Coinbase. It's listed in the US, things like that. I would not look at things that are in the Bahamas and so on. That was something that was just prime for a disaster.
Hopefully people learn their lesson. And I'm so glad that you mentioned Coinbase as one of them, because I was going to tell on myself and be like, look, full disclosure, I feel like one of the pain points is the education aspect of things, where it's like, hey, cold storage is the way to go. You can go ahead and exchange, Bitcoin through that, because I do have, a pretty penny in terms of USDCs and also Bitcoins in Coinbase, where when these things happen, I'm like, am I going to suffer for this? Right. So I feel like that's one of the pain points, is educating the consumer that, hey, cold storage is the best way to go. Outside of that one pain point that we've already talked about, do you feel like there are any other pain points that have been created because of this FTX collapse and dilemma?
Yeah, I mean, this just continues to perpetuate the idea that crypto is for like the billionaires, and the rest of the people are suffering as a result. And it really sucks, because it just puts a tarnished image on our industry. What really boggles my mind though recently is how big media, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and so on, how they're painting this picture of the FTX compared to publications in our industry, compared to Twitter. There's such a gap. They're softballing this guy. Right. They're not really saying anything that's very negative about a guy who stole hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. But in our industry, in the crypto publications or on Twitter, it's extremely real and extremely accurate and true. And I don't understand the gap between the reality, which is what's being discussed in our industry, in our publications, in Twitter, versus how they're portraying this guy in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. It really boggles my mind, and it makes me not trust. I just wonder, how many years have we been gaslit by big media if this is the way they portray this person, how they're almost feels coddling or protecting him. And there are theories about, he donated a lot of money to the political process. He was the second largest, SBF was the second largest political donor in the last election cycle, just behind George Soros. So maybe there is an influence there. I know he was giving money left, right, and center to various charities that the media loved. I don't know what's going on there, but it really scratches my head. And I'm not the only one. I could tell by you nodding your head.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's just really crazy.
And the reason I agree with you is because obviously, our good old buddy Elon has talked about how Twitter has covered this whole situation with FTX so much. It's my opinion, but better and possibly more accurately. Because of the spaces that they're having, because of just information that's being able to shared, instantly, and folks that have worked with FTX being able to be their own reporter, if you will, in a way. So, the
story was broke by a certain crypto publication using Twitter and blockchain analytics. Big media never broke the story, and they continue to not.
Did they ever pick it up?
They didn't. No. It's just I don't understand what's going on there, and so. I think it's interesting you mentioned Elon Musk, because this is happening during a time of crisis of the belief of what big media is actually reporting to the rest of us. And maybe the need for Twitter is actually way bigger than we think it is, because that's the only place where we can get direct news, unmolested news. Yeah,
no, I agree. And, hopefully we can get more and a cleaner way to get messages without fake news bots, things like that. But leaving Twitter aside and coming back to the crypto conversation of it, I got to ask you a couple of questions just so, our viewers that are looking to possibly invest in your company can feel comfortable to do so. And that's why we love having executives. First off, do you have any exposure to FTX?
No, we have no direct exposure to FTX.
Okay. How has the volatility?
However, of course, I think you're about to ask a question.
Yeah.
volatility.
Yes.
Of course, the
So-
volatility is
yeah,
going
go
to
ahead.
affect. Of course, the volatility is going to affect the entire industry, and we're not stronger than the industry as a
Right.
whole. We have a healthy balance sheet. Obviously, it's going to affect that a little bit. However, we do not have any direct exposure to FTX, and we do put our money where our mouth is. We're very, very careful on how we store our value and counterparty risk and so on. We are just a very conservative. We're a very conservative Bitcoin mining company.
Yeah.
And we're happy we did that. And our three pillars really is being conservative, slow and steady wins the race.
Right.
Diversifying your counterparty risk. In other words, not just like service providers, but operations. We have operations in Canada. We have operations in the US. We have almost like a half a dozen operators who are unrelated to each other where our machines are. So we don't have like one concentrated bet on any particular location. That was a very good call on our end.
Yeah.
And we're even going into Ethereum staking. We're big believers in making sure that we're environmentally friendly. About 2/3 of our mining from last filings are done on a carbon-free basis. And I say carbon-free, not carbon neutral. Carbon neutral is very different. We believe in being carbon-free. And we're looking at since the merge, which is the equivalent of the moon landing. We've been looking at that very closely, and we've been very active in that space because we want to be known not just as a Bitcoin miner, but a generator of digital assets. So so we're agnostic on Bitcoin, and of course we're doing a lot of staking with Ethereum. So that's been really fascinating and interesting for us.
I like that you mentioned that, because my next thing is going to be, so I've read a couple of reports, right? Whether it's journalists, numbers, things like that, but I'd like to hear your insight on this in terms of the company, the industry, things like that. But you said you're, mining, but at what price point or range does it no longer become profitable to mine Bitcoin?
Yeah. So I think for the industry average, my guess is about 19,000. That's my guess. For us,
so we're negative at the moment then.
I think for most miners, I think a lot of people are losing money. For us, it's more complicated because we have different operations, different mining costs, different machines. We have a plethora of things going on. So for us, it's much more complicated. But for others, they put these concentrated bets in these certain sites, and my sense is that they're underwater. And of course, that's one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot of these bankruptcies. And in some ways, there's going to be only a few men left standing. And I mean, man,
I understand.
In a sense, man or woman.
Understand.
But I just think that there's going to be not many players left after this winter is over. We intend to be one of the players standing.
So why do you feel like, because to me, that's not good to hear. Well, let me separate the two. Let me respond back to what you were saying. To me, that's not good to hear. If companies are not making money on mining Bitcoin, they will, I'm going to assume it's not, I don't have a miner, but I'm going to assume that they're like, hey, you know what? Why would we continue going to red when the price continues to drop, right? If they stop mining, that goes ahead and slows down the possibility of confirmation, things like that. And they start to go use other things, other, crypto coins, whatever it may be. It just sounds like it's like a trickle effect of like lower prices. And obviously lower prices it goes, maybe it kind of can hurt you as well. So that being said, tying it back to you, why do you feel like you're going to be able to withstand the downfall that we are currently in and the possibility of it dropping another 20%? Because right now, I believe we're about 77% off from the highs, right? Yeah. We're trading at approximately, looks like 16,000. We were close to 70. We're 77% down.
If you look at
why will you make it if we're 15% down from these levels?
If you look at our balance sheet, we're one of the best in the industry. Not many people are talking about that, but if you look at it, one of the best. We're a very healthy balance sheet. We have no minor purchase obligations. We have no leverage, no debt, no infrastructure CapEx obligations. So we were very conservative, as I mentioned earlier. So we will be likely, we feel pretty confident. But in terms of the industry, there's going to be industry consolidation, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if this continues to go sideways, even let alone 20% less, that consolidation will happen. But I do think we're at peak FUD. I mean, it's just such a perfect storm in crypto. Everything, there's nothing. What more headline can you send to this industry to make it go down? I'm surprised that it is where it is already. It's already very solid compared to what, other other assets are. And by the way, if you look at stocks like, Shopify or PayPal or so on, it's like these are stocks that are down much less than where crypto is. So Bitcoin isn't a security, of course, but like it's just I'm just saying, if you look at it from an asset valuation perspective, there's so much noise about crypto being down, but if you look at the other things, I mean,
you're saying that, hey, like your PayPal's and your Zoom, for example, are down further than, let me take a look at Carvana, right? Carvana was at the 3.6, it was at a high of about 377s, and now a $10 bill can go and get me a share and then some, So I hear you.
Yeah, but the headlines are about crypto, and there's a reason for that. The legacy financial industry does not want us to succeed.
Yeah,
they do not want. We're an existential threat to them.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of people, basically the boomers. They just don't want us to succeed. It basically comes to that.
I'd love to get 5 more minutes of your time if you have it. I know we've already reached ours. Do you have 5 more minutes?
Go for it. I don't know if I have answers for it, but
I mean, of course, and that's that. It's my job to ask and you to answer if you can. You mentioned something interesting to me, and you talked about your balance sheet, and you said we have, and it's not a quote, but I believe you said somewhere along the lines of, we have a strong balance sheet, but they don't want to talk about it, right? Why do you think the conception, why do you think it is that folks don't understand that your balance sheet is wrong? What misinterpretation do you believe that investors, journalists, or people covering your company have wrong about Bit Digital?
I think there are some issues. For example, let me think about this. I think, look, Bit Digital started in China, and we actually we started moving our miners before the China ban to, again, diversify our counterparty risk and jurisdictional risk.
Yeah,
that's just in our DNA. We started moving our machines to the United States, to North America, well before the ban. And when the ban happened, we accelerated that migration. But I think in the beginning, people didn't know how to classify us, whether we're a Chinese or a US. We're obviously US. All our operations, all our miners and so on, they're all here in the United States. There's not one machine that we have in China. And so maybe there is that, but also we're just not, we're not marketing aggressively. We keep our heads down a little bit in order to just make sure that we survive the winter, because we just knew it was coming. The Kool-Aid that people were drinking during that last bull run was a little bit nuts, and so we just wanted to make sure that we existed throughout all market cycles, not just bullish times.
One last thing. I think hopefully investors are possibly looking to put their hard-earned money in your company, not because of the conversation we had, but because they like the fact that you have a landline phone. They've been talking about it in the chat, so I have to bring it up. Is it hooked up, or is it just a prop? Like, are we going to hear it ring?
It's my emergency. It's my emergency line.
So if crypto goes below 10, that's who you. That's
right.
You're calling somebody. Sam, look, man, it was a pleasure talking to you. Every single time I talk to someone, I like to give them the floor. If there's anything that you've wanted to talk about that I didn't bring up as a topic, the floor is kind of yours before we head out.
Yeah, just to the believers, don't give up. This, as I mentioned earlier, this technology cannot be uninvented. The cat's out of the bag. It's a necessary technology. It will at some point bottom out, and we're building things, and we're creating a different an alternative paradigm compared to the old legacy system that fed off inefficiencies, fed off friction, and was very opaque. Blockchain offers a very open kimono solution to that old system. So don't give up.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sam. Really, really appreciate our conversation. And I wish you the best of luck. And hopefully we can go ahead and find the bottom soon and rip to the upside. Thank you again for your time, man. Appreciate it.
And you always have my number. You could call me.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it right
landline,
here.
my
Somebody's
landline.
going to slack it to me. Take care, Sam. And, you know, you guys are reporting, I believe, next month sometime. Hope to have a conversation at the end of the year.
Would love that.
Take care. All right. That was awesome. And it's always great. Look, I say it all the time. It's always great when you kind of hear those conversations and kind of get those answers directly from an executive. And of course, Sam is a chief strategy officer at Bit Digital, ticker BTBT. And, you know, the fact that they went ahead and said, and Mitch, I can invite you up whenever you'd like to come on yourself. The fact that they're able to be diversified and kind of withstand and withhold the negative price action that's currently happening in Bitcoin, I think is key, because you don't want to end up being in the red as you're mining, right? He talked about the balance sheet. And I think that's something definitely that you guys at home should go ahead and check out, right? So if you're interested in investing in Bit Digital, check out the balance sheets. Look at the pros that journalists are talking about. Look at the downside as well. Do your own due diligence. Take into consideration the conversation that you heard today. And then hopefully if we can go ahead and get a chance to have Sam back after they report earnings sometime next month, we can have another conversation in terms of, hey, you said your balance sheet was so strong. You know, we saw the updated one in December, but I like that conversation. I agree with a lot of what he said, especially in the sense of like, we haven't really done a great job of covering the FTX situation. It depends on what you're reading. You know, some are a little more lenient on it, some are not, which is why it's so crucial for you guys and gals at home to do your own research, because it's your hard-earned money that you're going to put into a company. You know, and as someone who, you know, I haven't, you know, I don't have an investment in crypto. I use it more of like a trading asset, if you will. I know folks that have made a lot of money on it. I know folks that have lost a lot of money on it. So make sure you do your own due diligence. But I like the conversation that we had. What'd you think, Mitch?
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the things that I think a lot of people get lost on is that I don't think it's cryptocurrency that has people losing money here. It's platforms that have people losing money here.
Right.
And so it's more of an issue here of safety of the asset, right? If, you know, and I think that's just one thing that a lot of people are going to get twisted in this story. It's not cryptocurrency that's the Ponzi scheme. It was FTX that was the Ponzi scheme. You get what I mean? And so I think this is where you got to go ahead and split that decision here. If you feel in the long term that blockchain technology truly has something there, and I feel that, you know, Samir definitely agrees to that, right? And I feel the same way. I think in the long run, this is going to solve a lot of kind of the transparency issues that the world has. Now, how long will it take to truly build the infrastructure that's needed to have true utility, right? You heard that word being thrown around on this wave, the utility word. Everyone would always be asking utility when it came to NFTs. Well, what about it overall for blockchain, overall for cryptocurrency? Utility is what's needed here for really that next wave to come through. And I think that we did get a huge amount of capital raised in this last kind of wave. So that gives really good potential for some projects out there to be building in this time, in this winter, to have some great success in the long run. Had this conversation also in pre-market prep this morning. So we're going to have to just wait and see now, because in the long run, I'm definitely a believer in Web3 and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Now, of course, at what price does that make sense for an investment? That's always going to be up to you guys. And I feel like in the long run, that's something different than the actual use cases for blockchain technology.
Yeah. And I mean, folks talks about 20,000 being the level, right? And of course, it was, I believe, around this FTX situation where 20,000 cracked in terms of Bitcoin. And as I mentioned during the interview, we're trading at around, 16,000 or so, right? So it's kind of like, if you are a believer, it is my opinion, not Benzinga's, not anybody else's. It is my opinion that if you are a believer in Bitcoin, that you treat it in terms of an investment as if you would the SPY, where it's like, hey, I've got $1,000 to invest with in crypto. I personally, if it were me, would not put $1,000 in right now. I'd go ahead and put in $250 today. Next quarter in February, happy Valentine's Day, put in another $250, then another $250 in May, and then maybe another $250 after that. Kind of just having an average cost. So whether it's up, down, whatever, and then that's the price you're in. My only concern is, and I know Sam talked about this, is, what other bad news can we get? Well, you kind of have to expect the unexpected. So if you're going to put the $1,000 in, know that you could be in the hole for quite some time. Because crypto was at 20,000 way back in let me go and take a look at this real quick. 2017. We did not come back to those levels till 2020, give or take, right? So that's 3 years, right? That's 3 years. So
a lot of the times
you got to wait. You got to make sure you're okay with, of course, I hope folks aren't too sensitive to me saying this, but you also have to keep in mind when you're looking to retire, your age and different things like that. Because if you can't withhold, if you can't wait,
bro,
if you can't wait that long,
no need to shy there. I think it's a huge factor, right? What are you and what is your timeline in this investment, right? If you're a younger investor like you and I, Zunaid, I would think you're doing a disservice not learning about this environment, learning about the investment overall, what truly is here and being built underneath the framework of it, not the platforms. You don't need to learn about platforms. We already learned that the majority of them we got to be careful with. That's what I'll just clearly say, right? Now, the one thing that we need to learn more about is what projects are being built right now. Because just like in, let's say, overall, let's say if you were thinking in a .com era, there was everything coming out with .com was getting the lift, right? Then the bubble burst. But there was true building going on underneath. Amazon was being built underneath that. And now look where that company is. Apple was being built underneath that, right? Now look where Apple is, right? So I think that you need to be looking for the projects behind these companies, behind the cryptocurrency themselves, not the asset. This is where we need to split our thinking. And then in the long run, if you want to invest in Bitcoin, that's just going to be all determinant on levels to you.
Yeah.
And I always say, take a look at that as a risk asset. Always be looking at it as that mentality. You can always lose that money. So it's not that it should be your portfolio. Of course, you guys make your own financial decisions out there. But in my eyes, what you want to be looking at is an understanding of the framework behind it. That's going to give you the lift.
Yeah, no question about it. And, it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top and how things play out. I'm just kind of looking at the levels that I like here. Yeah, we're below 20. Obviously, 20 is such a big level. If we crack 15, 10s is where you could possibly try to get in. But on the flip side, it's like, are you going to get 10s? I don't know, so no question. But yeah, if you guys ever have any questions or anything like that for the next time that we have, MSTR, that one, we've talked about them quite a bit. How that one kind of unfortunately had a nice, and keep in mind, I'm looking at Microsoft, I'm looking at MSTR. I was like, MSTR had a much bigger drop than that. I was like, wait a minute, this chart doesn't look right. Right. So my point is, as crypto hurts, companies, in my opinion, are going to hurt as well. But it's about which companies can withstand all the pressure that is coming in, right? And that's where it comes out to, which players are still going to be there. So make sure you guys do your due diligence. Check out research on both sides, right? The bull side, the bear side, and see what you agree with. And then, hopefully you have additional funds to
one area. I don't know if you got towards that type of question, Zunaid, but for the miners, I would love to know how they feel that Moore's Law is going to come into play and maybe help them a couple years down the line as we get stronger computing. Maybe that price that we know right now where Bitcoin makes sense to mine it gets a little lower as computing power goes higher, right? So this is one aspect to keep in mind as we get stronger and stronger processing. Maybe that could be the move that can help businesses like, a lot of companies that are mining right now get back towards that profitability. We'll see what happens there. Let's go ahead. We're going to probably wrap up. If you want to take a look at the market overall, we can take a look. But
Sure.
that's probably going to do it for right now. And then we'll be back to you guys on Stock Market Movers that will be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can kind of think of here, let me just quickly go over my chart if it's up. And yes, it is. All right, cool. The SPY is holding above VWAP, right? We talked about that 398 being a level to keep an eye on if it breaks above. Unfortunately, it didn't even try to test it. It was 20 cents away. It was a little too shy from that date with 398. If we crack that, I think you can go ahead and see 400. So keep an eye on that. If you're looking to go long, I think the best risk reward for you is going to be around 396.78, which is near that VWAP. And if we go ahead and break the 396.50 to the downside, you should, I would go ahead and get out. You should do whatever it is that you want. Who am I to tell you? But keep an eye on that. And, again, do your own due diligence, see what works. But I really enjoyed the conversation that we had. And we'll see what the results in terms of December, when they report earnings, what that kind of looks like. And hopefully we'll have them back for a conversation. But I'm going to head out. Appreciate you, Mitch, as always. Good luck with the rest of the show, man. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Zunaid's getting out of here. I'm wrapping up here on live trading. Like always, you guys can catch us every single morning. We start at 9:05. We bring you guys our process and how we trade. And of course, from time to time, I'm going to get you guys some great interviews. Hit the thumbs up if you guys enjoyed today's show. Like always, we're going to keep going right here on Benzinga. The next show would be Stock Market Movers. It's going to be starting at 1 p.m. Don't miss that. That's going to be with me. I'll take a look into the markets. We'll take a look at what headlines are out there and what stocks are making big moves. Looks like we're starting to slow down a little bit. We'll see if we make it towards that 398 on the SPY today. Hit the thumbs up if you guys had fun and enjoyed today's show. And especially if you guys liked BitFinance interview today. We'll see you next time. Hit the like. And of course, let's keep going right here on Benzinga.